you know these memes where people are sitting in front of a window with like these glasses looking out for things? That is us waiting for the mailman who is 3 stops away from this point on. And I know because I have live tracking on Amazon right in front of us and he's in our street. And it's so frustrating to see him move. Still 3 stops away, even though he moved closer to our house now.
It's a true first world problem, but I hate everything right now because of what she just described. First of all though, love. Thank you for a resub, Psycho. 25 months of madness. That is 2 years and a month.
Quick maths.
It's been 2 years and a month since we played Omori.
Oh shit. Now that you mention it,
yeah.
It has been that long.
Because at first Tifa was like, oh, quick maths, we can do numbers. Yeah, but like it's been 2 years.
I remember, so long ago.
Crazy.
Damn.
And it feels like it was yesterday. Like, genuinely, for me, time is just a very flat circle.
Well, to me it feels more like roughly 2 years and a month, but I get the...
I was like, wait, 2 years?
I see quick math is where it ends.
I say the quick maths. I don't math the quick maths. You can't reverse it on me. You can't activate your trap card. And... Tifa forgot math and remembered correctly. Yeah. So real quick, in the next couple minutes somebody should ring the doorbell. Unfortunately it's something we do need for our weekend trip, so I will have to go to the door, and then from then onwards it will be a Tifa solo stream. Not.
It usually comes, or they usually come a little bit earlier, and today it said like, oh, he's gonna be there between like 2 and 3. I'm like, great, perfect.
At first it was 14:30, 2:30 to 3:30. And we're like, awesome, we're at home.
Perfect time.
We both worked from home today. And then suddenly it jumped 3:30 to 6:30. And it's like, okay, I can deal with that. That's fine. And then 6 stops away. Oh, the delivery person still has multiple stops to make. 5 stops away for half an hour. And now don't get me wrong, I don't blame the poor delivery person. I blame the people at Amazon giving these people impossible routes.
That's not just Amazon though, that is a general mail delivery.
I'm blaming every single company that overloads their delivery people. There.
I have to say though, now that I think about it, I think the best mail company so far, I want to say, is DPD. I don't get enough packages from them, but when I do, I always get an email like, oh, they're gonna be there within this hour time frame. Mm-hmm. And if it moves, they will also let you know by email that they come a bit later. But
I hate that because I keep getting emails from them.
I have never... It hasn't happened though, that they haven't come between that time frame.
Okay, fair enough.
From all the packages I've gotten through them, they've always been on time.
I don't know if that's because they don't do bullshit, overloaded, overcrowded routes for their delivery people, or maybe it's just that they are, I guess, better at when they inform their customers, oh, by the way, it's coming now.
Yeah, they have been very accurate.
I hope it's because they don't overload their delivery people.
That would be...
to the point of burnout, where they have to be running.
That would be nice.
The amount of times I've seen delivery people almost slip and fall to their deaths
because they're running through the hallway.
They are truly running. They are sprinting to make their stupid deadlines. It's crazy.
Yep.
And now you might ask, but Jack, if you understand all the issues that come with all of these delivery services, why do you use them?
Laziness.
Because I have bills to pay, and unfortunately I still tend to go for the cheaper option.
And
unfortunately.
Laziness.
Also, yes, that's a very big
Convenience.
factor. But also, German retail experience is worse. I could go to the store, pay more, get worse service, and if anything breaks or I want to refund something, jump through burning hoops. Or I support another company I don't agree with morally, but at least it's convenient and cheap. Like,
fine with waiting a few days for my package when they in turn can tell me exactly when it arrives. Yeah,
yes.
I agree. And I also like bulk shipping. Like Amazon offers that option, that if you have several things, you can usually pick. But listen, this week I ordered 3 things on Amazon that we need, including the thing that is arriving now. And I was like, okay,
poncho,
you know what?
By the way, there's no secrecy. We bought some fans for when it gets hot because it's already kind of warm, and it's only gonna get hotter when it's actually summer. And we bought a rain poncho, like a thing you throw over yourself when it's raining.
And I was like, you know what? They can ship it all together.
Yes.
Like that is way more convenient for us and also for the mail guy. And for the rest I can wait a little bit too. But then for one item I had the option between like Tuesday and Wednesday. For the second item it was like Tuesday and Friday.
Like that.
And then for the last item it is like only Thursday. It's like,
why do you say I have the option to pick when it gets delivered, but I can only pick from options that are all different because you don't actually bundle the items?
It was so weird. We just have ship it all at the latest time, or at the latest time you can ship the last item or something. I don't know. It's above my pay grade to think about that.
I do like that they let you choose from certain days, so at least you can go, okay, this one works better for me, because maybe like Tifa, you don't have a chance to work from home every day, or you have to ask somebody to pick it up for you, and when you have some flexibility, cool, that's super nice. But don't sell it to me as the option to just bundle my items. And
Cowgirl, how you doing?
Welcome, and how are you doing? How is everybody? I am slowly desalting myself. I lucked out of my PC shop, no problems, and if something happens, they fix it right away. I'm paying extra even if I could get it cheaper elsewhere.
Yeah, but if you know you are gonna get good service, things will be fixed. That is good. Like I also have no problem with paying extra for that.
Yeah.
Also, I missed that, but what a coincidence! I have a package tomorrow too. Yes, one more day.
Same.
And it sucks too because I have a physical meeting at work until like 4:30, which means I can't even go home earlier.
Well, I'll be home accepting the packages, assuming they'll come before you come home.
Yeah, I know, but I should have, or I would have liked to be home, and then it's gonna be a super early delivery, and then you have it already. I'm
not gonna be able to play because I'll be working too. We're talking about tomorrow being the release date of a Switch 2.
Yeah, but it's about the having it.
Yeah. Worst case, I have to get it tomorrow from a Packstation. Yeah, same.
Yeah.
If they drop by in the middle of a meeting where I can't just suddenly go, hey, I need to quickly go for a moment, then yeah, I'll just pick it up later. It's not the end of the world.
No, it's not, but it's nice, is what I'm saying.
Exhausting from babysitting? You were babysitting, Psycho. Am I reading that right?
You don't need to babysit Jack. He's alright.
No, true. You don't have to because Tifa does it. I do need semi-constant supervision.
No, that's true.
I need to be looked after a lot. I think.
Are you gonna be alright without me?
No, I never will be. I never am. Like, it's gotten to a point where I realize I am different when you're not around, to the point where I think in every single solo stream I address it to some degree. Because something is missing when you're not here.
Sure, that's very sweet. And I kind of have to agree with it, because sometimes when I sit on the couch and watch TV and I know you're in the office doing whatever, it's all good. But then when I know you're gone and I sit on the couch and watch TV, I'm bored and it's like, oh, watching TV.
Exactly.
It's funny how that works.
Exactly. Even if you're doing nothing together, you're still doing it together. That's this relationship, and I wouldn't have it any other way. I'm already pre-missing people. Always good, but it's taxing. I have never. Actually, I'm lying. I'm lying. I have never babysat for money. That's a proper past tense, right? Babysat.
I've never heard anyone say babysat.
I've never done babysitting.
I've babysitted.
Right?
Babysitted. I have babysitted.
Tifa, I think we're getting hung up on the wrong detail.
I've babysat.
I've never done babysitting in my entire life until I met Tifa and your little sister wanted to visit us over Christmas a couple of years ago. And then one day I was already off for a few days because it was the lead up to Christmas, but you had to go to work.
Oh, you spent 5 hours in the Primark with her.
So I had to spend one whole day with a 12-year-old girl.
So I'm not sure that 12-year-old can still count as babysitting. How old was the kid you had to babysit, Psycho?
Let me say it like this. I fully understand why babysitters usually get paid. I get it. And I'm gonna be so extremely left socialist now. I'm gonna say people who look after children should also get paid to do so. Like mothers or stay-at-home dads.
But they do. They get child money.
No. The money you get because you have children, at least that's a thing in Germany. Over here we call it Kindergeld, I think. So you tell the government, hey, I have a kid. And then depending on how old your kid is, you monthly get some money. It's, let me look it up. I was gonna say, I don't know how much it is, but I can look it up.
It's like $200-300 a month.
It is 255 euros currently per month for your kid. Now, I don't have children, but having spoken with people who have children, they all unanimously confirmed having a child costs you more than 255 bucks a month.
Yeah, but then why do I need to pay for it with my tax money?
Because we don't have children and
I already pay more taxes. Which is true, by the way. I pay more taxes for not having children. It's not a lot.
You pay more taxes because you're not married.
No, for children too.
What? You pay less?
Yes. Because you do not have children, you pay more taxes, and that has increased this year.
True.
And the more children you get, the less taxes you pay.
True.
Because it goes down per percentage. Because we were making fun of it, because when the price increased for that, I have a colleague who has 2 kids, and he was like,
The price?
The taxes percentage.
The
and he was
kickback,
like,
whatever it is. Huh?
Now I don't have to pay this much, it goes down. And then my other colleague who has 5 kids goes like, I pay even less.
Yes.
And I was like, I pay more now.
And hear me out. Good for them. Because Psycho put it very succinctly. Because these kids are going to pay your pension one day.
Yeah.
Yes. Do I hate the fact that I have to pay more in taxes? Yes. Because I don't like having to give away any of my money for something I don't immediately get rewarded for. Do I believe paying taxes so that the world can keep turning? Yes. So I understand why I have to pay more, why I should pay, or why I do pay more taxes than somebody who, makes the economy go by creating more people.
I solve the housing problem. I make sure that your kids don't have to worry for a house because my kid is older and is first in line. So I solve some issues here.
Your kids don't have to compete with the kids I don't have. Basically.
Well, not you, but
we don't
someone
have.
else. Yeah. I do the boomer thing and complain about it, but it's such a low percentage, it doesn't really make a difference. I was
I'm very okay with it. I appreciate it. Like, maybe it sounds stupid, but I like paying taxes. I like the idea that we have roads and hospitals and schools. Generally, those are things I appreciate.
Taxes, I would like to see it divided different, honestly.
Fair, same, I agree.
That is something you're never gonna agree with as a whole country on where your tax money should go to.
Yeah.
But I would like I don't know. If I had a say in it, I would change it a bit. And don't come with,
Definitely.
You can have a say with it by voting for a party that aligns that to what you want. I mean, actually.
Directly. Not through the ricochet off the wall by voting for somebody who may or may not be able to do it in the end because there's a multitude of factors playing into it.
I'm sitting like a human.
Thank you for making Tifa sit like a human, Cowgirl. And also, enjoy your drink.
Cheers on your drink. Also, it's been three stops and he's still not here.
I think we have been God-forsaken, Tifa.
And honestly, before stream, I was saying like, oh Jack, you should already go to the hallway, wait for him because it's only 3 stops. And then when it's time to go live, I will go live alone, have like this whole solo stream until you get the package. And then you come back as a joke.
And I told Tifa, it's kind of funny, but I'm not in the mood for it because this annoys me. I know it's such a minor thing and nobody has an issue with it, but it annoys the fuck out of me.
Like, what if this still takes half an hour? I'm like, it's not going to take half an hour.
It's taking half an hour from the moment we talked about it right now.
Yeah, it is.
We just literally passed the 30-minute mark from when Tifa uttered the idea to me.
Hey, I'm only saying this because I agree with you. Yes. It is indeed been that long.
I'm not getting agitated because of you, I'm getting agitated with you.
Well...
Also, I don't know if I said already. Hello, Yaya. Welcome to Higgu Peak. Hopefully.
Yes.
Hopefully.
Also, oyashiro-sama has struck again because I actually got my first mosquito bite of the year.
Oh no, do not scratch it. Do not.
I already have, it's okay.
Are you covered in a sticky sweat?
It is clean up.
Good.
Actually, I think it's the first one of this year, I don't remember. Usually I get so many, but this year I've barely had mosquito stings.
0 so far.
I think it has been 0, but I'm not 100% sure now. Oh, he drove back.
Well, Tifa said this because I'm thinking, should we get into a recap or should we not yet? Because I would hate to not be there for the recap, to bully Tifa into paying some attention to it. So I just quickly double checked the delivery status. They now changed it to delivery today. So they still got 4.5 hours roughly. And he is now, the delivery people are now further away than they were when we started the stream, which makes no sense. Because 2 hours ago when I checked, they were literally around the corner, like 1.5 streets away. And now they are Lord knows where.
We'll see when he comes.
Being able to track your delivery people is the worst convenience that has ever been brought into my life.
I wonder if the mailman gets itchy from all these people just like watching him, talking about him.
Probably. Can talk about cheese for 30 more minutes. What's everybody's favorite cheese? Mine is Kashkaval.
That is nice, but your favorite cheese?
There, that's how you spell it in German. I don't know where it's from. I could quickly look that up.
It is very neutral cheese. It is perfect for like melting it on things and for pizza, stuff like that. But your favorite cheese, really?
Yeah. Unironically, years ago we were going through a Lidl, L-I-D-L. It's a, I think, international supermarket chain, and we're walking through like the cheese section, and we saw this block of cheese, like a kilo or whatever it is, like this long strip of cheese, and it was super cheap. So like, Kashgarwal? What? I've never heard of this. Well, it's on sale. Let's try it. It tastes to me like most other cheeses I like all had sex and made the most beautiful cheese baby. It's all my favorite cheese things.
Nah, it's an extremely mild cheese and more like if young Gouda and mozzarella had
Gouda
sex.
for American and English speaking.
It's a very neutral, not strong flavored cheese.
This is Team Tifa speaking. Team Jack says Kashgarwal is amazing.
I'm Dutch.
Because
who do you believe here?
It is a mild type of cheese, one of those yellowish ones. Yeah. It is solid enough that you can easily scrape it, or you can, what's the word? You rasp it. That's caught it. You can easily rasp it to sprinkle over your pizza or whatever. Kind of like mozzarella, it gets very like stringy, like very melty. It melts beautifully if you leave it in the heat for a little bit. It gets a beautiful crust. Mwah. Kashkaval, 11 out of 10 cheese.
I do agree with you, but it's not the best cheese.
Then what is the best cheese? Cowgirl says you can't go with Colby Jack cheese cubes.
I just looked up
cheese
Colby
cubes,
Jack because I haven't heard of it, but it's a marble cheese, which is a blend of Colby and Monterey Jack cheese.
Okay.
It's basically...
That looks really nice.
It kind of looks like salami in cheese form.
Yeah, but cheese, yeah. I've never seen this before.
Same.
If I ever get the chance, I need to try this.
I don't think I have ever seen those times.
Cowgirl, you blew my mind. I didn't know marble cheese exists.
Oh, it's an American cheese.
Yeah. Now, what's your favorite cheese, Tifa? Since we're now having mandatory cheese sequences.
The funny thing is, I have no clue what my favorite cheese is actually called. Because we in the Netherlands, we have a local cheese farmer that gets cheese from all different kinds of places, and some of them they make themselves.
From all different kinds of places. I would think usually
different kind of
from
farms,
farmers.
From all different kind of local farms, but one of them they make themselves, and it's this older cheese which has just started crystallizing, and it is really good. And I would actually eat that from the block. My second favorite type of cheese is a very young cheese with wild garlic in it. Absolutely ridiculously addicting.
Tifa, I hear you. Your opinion is valid. But the way you set this up and the way you said it has massive... Oh, I have a girlfriend. No, you don't know. She goes to a different school. That energy. Like, oh, my favorite cheese... I don't actually know the name because it's this very local one. You can't get it. You can't get it, but I know it.
It's the best cheese, though. It is the best cheese.
Next time you get it, please ask for the name.
It doesn't really have a name.
Do you understand what I mean? With the whole like, oh no, my girlfriend, she's from Canada.
Like the signs say wild garlic cheese, for example.
Okay, they don't even have a name for it. They just call it cheese.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that one, man.
That's the problem.
I swear if someone says Limburg cheese, I'm gonna lose it. Isn't that really smelly, small one?
Like the
city. Yeah.
Limburg cheese.
Oh, yeah.
Backsteinkäse.
I don't like that stuff.
Same. Also not a big fan. But I think I like all kinds of cheese, but the only one I don't like, I can even live with that if I have to, is the blue cheese.
Roquefort.
Gorgonzola?
Oh, Gorgonzola, yeah. I like it.
I tried a burger once with it on it, and everyone was like, oh, that's so good. Oh, amazing. Gorgonzola.
Certifiable a Tifa moment. Because Tifa actually loves Gorgonzola.
No, I don't.
Then why do you keep eating it?
When do I eat that?
Every time we have a 4-cheese pizza, because that's on there. Every single time, it's one of them. It's the stuff that looks like it has herbs in it, but it's not herbs. Okay. That's the Gorgonzola.
I take it back. The 4-cheese pizza from the Aldi that has 2 pizzas in that. Yes, I will advertise the shit out of this.
$3.59.
It is absolutely amazing. And true, you're right, it has Gorgonzola on it. But I've had Gorgonzola burgers, which were absolutely nasty. I've had Gorgonzola plain. Remember when we picked up a vegetarian breakfast at a hotel?
Which wasn't vegetarian in the end, yeah.
And half of it was Gorgonzola, which was nasty as hell.
No, that was Roquefort. Which is also a blue mold cheese, which I like, but cannot eat because it's not vegetarian.
Well,
at least not the real one.
I wasn't gonna take the let's talk about cheese for 30 minutes serious, but...
Thank you, Psycho. We needed to talk about... This needs to be discussed. Stinky cheese. I don't like moldy cheese generally. I do like... I used to like Roquefort. but in moderation, like little bits, maybe in like a dressing or something, not in like whole blocks. That's too much. It's very strong, very pungent.
All cheese is best cheese.
Also, Psycho confesses and admits that he likes the square cheese slices wrapped individually. The Schmelzkäse, the Toastscheiben is what we call them.
Oh, the
right?
fake cheese.
Same. Those used to be my favorite.
I used to like that as like a toast Hawaii, where you have a slice of chicken breast, pineapple, and then the fake cheese on top.
The fake cheese, the heavily processed one. It's real to me. Same. I blew Tifa's mind when we...
is there even cheese in that?
First got, yeah, it is. When we first got together. Psycho, if you've never tried this, try this. Get that sliced cheese, the Kraft cheese, I think is what Americans call it.
The fake cheese.
That stuff, the melty stuff. I suggest using the cheddar one. You can tell it's cheddar because it's orange.
You know, that's food coloring.
Yeah, I know. But it also doesn't really taste like cheddar. It's just, that's what they call it. When you make scrambled eggs, when they are just about to be done, where you would eat them, then you throw 1 or 2 slices, depending on the amount of eggs you have. You throw in those slices of cheese and you just melt it in the pan and you coat your egg with it. Mwah.
I prefer the toast Hawaii then, but...
Try it, thank me later. Don't keep frying it on too hot of a heat, because then it gets like all like crystallized and I would say yucky, but just to have it coated. Mwah. Beautiful. Beautiful.
That's alright. Yeah.
Any more cheese ideas?
No, I say the mailman's still gonna take a while, so let's just get into the recap.
Since the mailman has forsaken us, just like a deity, I don't cook anymore. It's just scrambled eggs. You're gonna have them at some point.
Wouldn't you consider oven pizza as cooking?
I would actually, yeah. It's real cooking to me. You're making food.
You use appliances.
Exactly. You have food in the end and you do something to eat it. So that's cooking to me. What is hopefully also cooking is Tifa. When I'm about to ask her, hey Tifa, what has happened the last time we played Higurashi when we cried Chapter 6 Tsumihoroboshi?
That's a good question. Where did it actually start yesterday?
So last stream started off with Oishi's side of a phone conversation between Reina and him. Reina calling him at night from that little phone booth on the outskirts of Hinamizawa because she didn't want to be seen because they are after her. So Oishi is like, hello, hello, but Reina is already gone. He then tells Kumagai and the other police officers, okay, we need to like protect her because the Sonozakis are after her. So send the police, make sure you find her, we need to get her. Meanwhile...
But important, Kuma has confirmed that Kasai is actually looking for her and sent his people after her. And Kasai is basically the top of the gangsters that they have. Like a warrior amongst warriors, so it's really serious. It has to be because
Kasai is involved, says Kumagai.
If Kasai starts, gang wars happen.
Exactly, he's the one. Now, meanwhile, there's a phone conversation happening between... No, sorry, that happened. So, Oishi, Kumagai talk about the police getting involved because Kasai is involved. Then we switch to a different conversation between Kasai and Shion. Kasai just went to Shion's place and they're talking about, oh yeah, why am I looking for her? Oh, she said she had something that you lost or forgot or something and I didn't get the chance to tell you earlier, so now we need to find her, but she is kind of missing. It's fine, we're gonna look for her. Meanwhile, another conversation is happening where Keiichi and Mion are on the phone and they are discussing how Reina is probably about to do something crazy because the police are looking after her. And Mion is like, yeah, but we are looking after her too, or we're looking for her too. But it's fine because we're gonna get to her first and we can 120% protect her from the police. We've done greater things.
It's because we do not know why the police is searching for her. So we believe that it's because of the missing Teppei and Rina. So
has to be, right?
Mion is starting to look for her and will make alibis for her.
Except it cannot be because the police have found the body parts, which is Keiichi's worry. Because Mion actually used her Sonozaki group people to recover the body parts and put them in a place where nobody can find them.
Which is why Reina
allegedly
found an empty plot.
Exactly, like it's all beginning to like mash together. Mion then suggests, I'll just have my people tell or leak to the police that she has been seen in Gogura, which is somewhere else.
A city village, not in the neighborhood.
Somewhere else, very far away. Now, we swap back to the perspective of Reina. Scenes are over, there's a tip. The tip is just they. After the conversation on the phone, in the phone booth, in the middle of nowhere, Reina sees two lights flicker in the distance. It's eyes, it's a pair of eyes, it comes closer. And then she sees it. The thing, them, they are here. It has a protruding face. And it is bunny aliens. We don't know.
Basically the unspeakable thing that Reina couldn't tell anyone about, that is so wild, so weird that no one would believe her, is aliens have come.
No, she doesn't say it's aliens. She keeps saying them, it,
no.
they.
There was a specific line that said that they have come to Earth.
Really?
Yes.
That's completely lost on me. Okay,
so I'm quite sure that was...
It's aliens. They are not described in detail except that they have a protruding face. That's why I was thinking it's a bunny, because it's coming towards her. She thinks there's a sound, gravel being kicked. She has a freak out and she runs back to her hideout. Now, next chapter. There's so much that technically happened. Reina is now hiding in her little station wagon thing when suddenly she hears a car approach.
I think this can be shorter, let me. Reina is hiding in her little car thing, a car approaches and two people come out. She cannot see who it is, but they are looking around the empty dam construction site office. They couldn't find anything there and then they start walking in her direction. Reina obviously believes that these are the Sonozaki gangsters after her, and they manage to get close enough that she can overhear them talk to one another while she is hiding under her blanket in the car.
Because suddenly one of them receives a call.
In this conversation, they actually confirm that they are looking for Reina. They cannot find her, she doesn't seem to be there, and that they are after the scrapbooks.
Yes. But over the phone conversation, which they repeat, they learn that she has been seen in Gogura. So now they have to go all the way there.
This was the police, by the way.
But first they would go back to have some barley tea and discuss with him what they should be doing. Making it abundantly clear, this is the police, not Sonozaki gangsters. Anyway, they go away because...
Reina then obviously has a field trip because it confirms that...
A field trip?
Field trip, yeah. Like,
no, I get you.
Because it confirms that they are indeed after her. She is being chased. Yeah. It is because of the scrapbooks.
It is the Sonozakis.
Because she could only assume until now that it was because they thought she had it.
Everybody is against her. Everybody, they probably got to everybody except Keiichi. Keiichi is still my friend.
Another unspeakable secret is the fact that she was spotted in Gogura, which means that the people that are made to replace them are an actual thing.
They replace you. Them, they exist. They are real.
So they have already gotten Reina's doppelganger out there, which has been spotted in Gogura. It can't just be a random person. Or normally she would thought it's a random person, but now obviously that can't be the case. And they are already planning on taking her out and replace them. And now the question is, who of her friends, who of her family, who in her area has already been replaced by them?
Everybody.
They can have my life. I don't care. But the Switch comes tomorrow, Psycho.
Switch 2. So,
wait at least a week.
As she is spiraling, she hears steps. It must be them. Oh no, it sounds like a smaller person, not like an adult. Now, previously, when Keiichi and Mion were talking, Keiichi decided, oh, Reina is probably at her hideout, I should make some food and bring it to her because somebody needs to talk to her and get her out of this. So we all assume it's Keiichi who is now approaching the car and then shenanigans happen. Turns out, eventually, the somebody approaches the car, knocks, and it turns out that it is...
Rika. And Rika is already acting a little bit weird, and Reina believes that it is a doppelganger, a replacement that is there, because why would Rika be here in the middle of the night?
And it cannot be Rika because the aura is different, the energy is different. This is not Rika. She doesn't have the same look on her face as the Rika
that
and you.
came later. Why are you so... It's okay.
I'm channeling Reina.
Calm down. So Reina goes into the whole like, oh, I see through you, you're not Rika. And then Rika's like, oh, I'm so surprised you see through my disguise.
Rika is quiet. She doesn't say anything. Reina keeps pressing the, who are you? Reveal yourself.
It doesn't matter. This is a recap. We're not going through it line by line.
Rika eventually breaks down and says, oh, this is really funny actually. You saw through my disguise. I'm not Rika. But for the sake of your argument, let's just say I'm Rika. But I'm not. I've lived for 100 years. Effectively confirming that this is Oyashiro-sama taking over her body, except from Reina's perspective, this confirms everything she has in her head that, oh my god, they're taking over the people.
Basically, they have two conversations that just flow next to one another, but for Reina, it all makes sense. Rika, Oyashiro-sama, however, Rika offers her...
Rika-shima.
Or asks her to inject herself with a syringe that she brought along, which seems to be the thing that Tomitake was also given to.
Except Rika-shima confirms, no, that's not the same stuff that was given to Tomitake. It's a different one, and this one would make you better. But I can't force you to take it. I can't inject you with it. You have to take it out of your own free will. And that doesn't happen because Reina's like, no, I'll fight for my life. Go away. You are one of them. You're a monster. Go away.
Rika then gets bored, starts talking about how this world will come to an end soon, that she doesn't like this version of Reina, and that she's gonna try her luck with
the next
Reina in the next world.
There's not gonna be a next Reina. You're not gonna replace me. I will fight for my life. I will take my chances. I will fight everybody. I deserve happiness.
We then switch perspective to Keiichi, who is still on his way to the junkyard to visit Reina, and that's basically where we say.
And he is being mocked by the moon, despite it being pitch black and him not being able to see.
Yeah, that bit is being stretched way too long if you ask me, but...
If a stranger offers you drugs, say yes, because drugs are expensive. No.
That is very true.
No,
that reminds me.
Do not do that.
The second season of How to Sell Drugs Online Fast has come out.
No, the last season, not the second.
Well, it is the second.
No,
and also
like
the last.
Fourth.
What? No?
Yeah.
What? Really?
Yes.
There are that many seasons?
Yes. It's the fourth or the fifth. Ultimately, though, it's the last one, and we still need to watch it.
All in one go.
Nah, I pressed all the buttons. No.
Wow.
This was on you.
Imagine just pressing it slower now so nobody...
What button did I press? I meant to press this one. Sorry about that. I will cut this out of a VOD later. I have pressed... I'm now beginning to sweat because I feel like I should be swallowed by the ground because I mispressed and you all saw that and I cannot talk my way out of it. Because you saw Tifa not move.
I want to say though, for all the amount of times you tell me that I might mispress, you have actually mispressed the most.
That is true.
I think I have not at all.
You have.
And all the times you have so far.
I cannot tell if you can see, but I'm now beginning to sweat profusely suddenly.
Ew.
Because I feel very embarrassed about what I just did. So, where were we?
Want me to make it worse?
Try it.
Remember when we had our anniversary stream?
Yes, I remember,
we
Tifa.
transported to an AI world?
My favorite letter is X, Gaiden. That time my girlfriend pressed the wrong button. Yeah, I remember all of this.
We spent weeks on like the soundtrack. writing lyrics, making a whole music video.
It was completely, the intro was completely scripted, and just as we are at the peak of it all, I pressed the wrong button and I fuck it all up.
Yes. And it's funny because it was called My Girlfriend Pressed the Wrong Button, but then Jack, out of some sort of reflex, pressed the button and we had to start over and people were so confused.
Yeah, and then when the thing started properly, I gaslit everybody, like, no, nothing happened, you misremembered. I owned up to the fact that I fucked it up.
But wait, did it work? You said I couldn't make it worse.
No. Thankfully, learning experience, thankfully, I, in the last year or so, have trained myself to not still beat myself up over mistakes I've made in the past, because I can't undo them, I can learn from them. So no, you're not making it worse.
It was memorable.
But I still feel like jumping off of a building. I am very easily embarrassed, especially in a setting like this, where I don't want to make mistakes. By the way, it's now been almost an hour since you said I should wait for the mail guy.
Yeah.
I hope they're doing alright.
He probably took a break.
Genuinely, I hope he didn't like slip and fall, because that's not fun.
Let's just start the game and see when he comes.
Now, can you please press the button in a moment, because I should not be trusted around technology, clearly. I'm ready, Tifa. Look, it's the screen you saw a moment ago almost, except not.
All at once.
Everything's still working? Didn't break anything. I didn't break anything, not Tifa. I passed several control bars.
You managed. No. One word.
Tifa, immunize. No. Get it out of your system. I want to read my lines.
Okay, now it's out.
I passed several patrol cars on my way. I hid every time I saw one since I didn't want to be questioned. I was probably passed by them twice. When I came close to Reina's house, I saw a car parked near the gate. It was obviously watching her house, trying to capture her when she'd arrive home. Mion ordered the Sonozaki family to find Reina to protect her from the police, but honestly, I'm not sure if I can. After all, Reina believes that the Sonozaki family is after her. But if they don't find her, the police will eventually. If that happens, all of us who helped her bury the corpses will be caught by the police in the end. I don't know how or why the police came to suspect her. I think they only have some circumstantial evidence. I don't think they know she did it for sure. But since they're looking everywhere for her now, they must have some kind of reliable evidence. Reina, come on! You don't have time to play around with Takano-san's scrapbooks right now. The police are after you! It was so dark that I couldn't be sure if she was down there. But I made up my mind and headed down the slope, carefully shining my flashlight to light my way.
One thing we forgot in the recap, Reina now doesn't feel safe there anymore and she plans on moving and was packing her bags. So the question is if she is still going to be there now, I guess.
Yeah. Or maybe we'll still bump into Rikashima. I wanted to loudly call out Reina's name, but there might be some policeman nearby looking for her. I walked around a trash pile and then I saw a light. It was Reina. I ran towards her hideout, kicking aside the trash in my way. Reina was standing in front of her hideout holding a hatchet. I couldn't blame her. She must have noticed all the noise I had made coming down the slope. Reina, it's me.
Keiichi-kun? I sure have a lot of visitors tonight.
Who else is here? I shone my flashlight around, but I didn't see anybody else.
I'm leaving because it's not safe here anymore. I have a feeling she was in this state the entire time.
Do the Higurashi eyes with me. I see no difference.
No.
Oh, this hurts my eyes. I shouldn't do that too much.
I don't want you to know where I'm going, so please don't follow me.
Reina? What happened to your neck? She also scratched herself bloody. True, forgot that during recap because somebody cut me off because it's just a recap. She has mosquito bites all over her body because it's hot and she was sweaty in the car. And she scratched herself bloody to the point where she saw blood on her hands. And then she kept spiraling out of control because now she has a maggot disease again. She's itching all over. I want to cut myself open to make the maggots go out, but I can't. I need to fight the itch. What happened to your neck? You're bleeding.
I'm okay. They might come back again, though.
Rena's neck was all red. It looked like she had some kind of getting a delivery.
There it is.
Go entertain everybody, Tifa.
We could interrupt it with a short break. No, it's a little bit early. I had a feeling the moment we start the game it's going to come. But now in the end, it took much longer than expected anyway. Typical. And we're not even on my line while we're here. Doesn't Jack mute himself? Yes, he did. Wow, he's even socializing. They're having a whole conversation in the hallway. That is really unlike Jack. Well, this is awkward. I know, right?
I have a package for your neighbors. No, you do not. That's actually not for the neighbors.
I was already trying to listen along. It seems so weird for you to have a chat.
Yes. I am back. So what's awkward?
Me. Being alone.
Yeah, imagine the person not doing the narration sitting here.
That's what I'm saying. It's like it's not even on my line.
Yeah.
Also, did you now accept something for the neighbors or not?
Yeah, I did. Because
you just said it's not. Okay.
I shouldn't have opened the door. Blame Tifa. Rena's neck was all red. It looked like she had some kind of skin disease on her neck. She probably couldn't bear the itchiness and scratched at it really hard. You need to do more than just wipe it with a towel. Come to my house. You need to clean it up.
Don't worry about it. It isn't an injury. And it's too late anyway.
Got the eyes again. Too late? What do you mean?
They must have put the drug in my food without me realizing. It's the drug that killed Tomitake-san. They probably used a syringe to inject him with the drug, but they changed their methods this time. I think they put it in someone's lunch. Don't you remember? Mi-chan gave out a piece of her omelette to everyone the other day at lunch. She must have put it in the omelette.
My least favorite letter is X. I always suspicious. Always has been. That stupid omelette.
She's smart. She used a slow-acting drug this time. Damn it!
Rena kicked the dirt with hatred. She was almost literally kicking Mion's goodwill to the curb. Mion threw in the sliced cheese. How dare you add melted cheese to my eggs? Hey, Rena? Are you seriously saying that Mion would do such a thing? Rena looked stunned and she stared straight at me. I noticed a slight accusation in her eyes. I can tell by looking into her eyes that she wants to say... I can tell by looking into her eyes that she wants...
Yeah, but Keiichi is thinking this, so it's still you.
Imagine just taking the ball and running with it.
What are you talking about?
No. I can tell by looking into her eyes that she wants to say, what are you talking about? I already told you that the Sonozaki family is the mastermind behind the conspiracy. First of all, Mion didn't give out her omelette to everybody that day. Mion cut her omelette into 5 pieces and she told us to take one if we wanted. Rena took the end piece of the omelette before anybody else took one. She said it looked cute and ate it right there.
No, that's not what happened. Mi-chan tried to make me eat the omelette because she put a drug in it.
Reina, stop interpreting everything so conveniently. Mion just put the 5 pieces of her omelette on the lid of her lunchbox.
No, she didn't. She gave out each piece to every one of us.
Reina, think about it. Have we ever done something like that before? We usually take whatever we like from everybody else's lunch. Nobody has ever said something like, this is your piece, so take this, or this is her piece, so don't take that, you know? She looked at me with that accusation in her eyes. To Reina, everything that comes out of my mouth must sound like a lie. To her, it's the fact that she was poisoned. She knows for sure that the drug was in the omelette. That's why she's contradicting me, because I'm saying something different. I didn't come here to make her mad. I realized that disagreeing would only escalate her anger, so I decided not to. Anyway, you said this place isn't safe anymore. Where are you going to go then?
Well, I'll find somewhere.
It's not that easy to find a place to sleep. Why don't you come to my house?
I appreciate your offer, but I can't do that. The Sonozaki family is looking for me everywhere in the village. I don't think you'd betray me, but I don't think you can hide me from them either.
It's not the Sonozaki family who are looking for you. It's the police.
Why? Ooishi-san is on my side, and I told him to leave me alone. I don't think he's looking for me.
I told the grown adult man police officer, sir, to not follow me and help me. I think they know that you killed Rina and Teppei.
Oh, I see.
I was relieved that we were finally on the same page, but I realized I was wrong right away when she laughed in self-derision.
Also, I'm slightly confused by the change in her look every few seconds. Is she just like zoning in and out of it?
I think it's that, yeah.
Do you know how the police found out that I killed them?
No, I have no idea. Nobody saw her killing them. Nobody saw us burying the corpses. We buried them deep in the mountains and we camouflaged the spot perfectly. Plus, Mion moved them to a secret place afterwards.
Say that out loud now.
So it's impossible that the corpses would have been found.
I went there this evening. I went there to check the spot where we buried them. Guess what I found?
Ah, that didn't sound good. Of course, Reina has no idea that Mion took care of the corpses. She'd think the corpses were still buried there.
Why didn't he interrupt her and guess? Go like, hey, it's not there because Mion took it. But instead we stay silent, think about, oh no, she cannot know. So I'm just not gonna say anything. And now we're gonna let her say everything so that afterwards we can go, oh yeah, I knew that, but...
This entire situation would be solved if everybody just spoke clearly.
We had a situation like that in the previous chapter too, where we could have said something and explained a situation. Mm-hmm. But we didn't, and then we let them tell. Oh, that was in chapter 4 with the detective and yeah.
Yeah, Akasaka and Oishi having a conversation about the things that Rikashima-san had told Akasaka.
Yeah.
In the first year, second year, third year, fourth year, fifth year, eventually me, and that's how it's gonna turn out. Yeah.
Communicating, but that would be reasonable.
Yeah. It's almost like sometimes more words are required and important, like when I'm trying to do the recap.
They weren't there. The corpses. Somebody dug them out and carried them somewhere else.
Reina, that's because...
It's impossible that someone happened to dig them up. I chose the place. So the only people who know about the place are me and my friends who were there.
That's right. Well, the thing is...
I know who did it. It's me-chan. They didn't want me to work with the police. They needed to have some insurance. But I didn't think they'd use the police to find me. I guess they don't care how it looks anymore as long as I'm captured.
Come on, do you really think Mion would do such a thing?
She did! Mi-chan sold me out!
No, she didn't. Mion is your friend. We're all on your side no matter what happens. Even if the whole world turned against you, we'd still be on your side. Even if the whole ocean evaporated, Mion would never sell you out.
I don't understand why you're defending her.
Because you're one of them. This is where she turns and attacks him with a hatchet. It's just the opposite. I don't understand why you're adopting her.
That's simple. Mio-san revealed the existence of the conspiracy to me, and the phonetics are...
Shut up, shut up! I'm sorry, I didn't mean to yell at you like that. I apologize. So please, listen to me. The corpses are gone because Mion dug them out.
See? I told you!
Listen to me until I finish, okay? Mion dug them out because she found out that the place isn't going to be safe for much longer. There's a logging project scheduled to begin on that mountain this summer. That was why. That's why she dug them out, to save you from being caught. Rena laughed at me like I was stupid or something. I could tell she didn't understand anything I was saying.
Don't you get it? Mi-chan made that up. She just wants to look good when you're around. She's a dirty bitch.
Hey, then what was she supposed to do? Are you saying that she should have left the corpses there knowing that the Forestry Service would find them this summer? She couldn't do that because she's your friend.
Why can't you understand that Mi-chan made everything up, including the logging project?
You're the one who doesn't understand anything. After I yelled at her, she gave me an icy look. She stared into my eyes, as if trying to find out what I came here for. I came here to wake you up. You're possessed by an impossible delusion because of Takano-san's scrapbooks. At first I thought it was interesting, but this is getting way out of hand. You know why? It's because they're making you sick.
The girl who looked just like Rika-chan told me the same thing. You're actually right about that. I mean, I do have the maggot disease, so...
No, you don't understand. Listen to me very carefully. You need to lie down and rest for a while, okay? It'd be a lot safer to stay at Mion's house. She can protect you from the police. But if you don't trust her, you can stay at my place. Either way, it's not good for you to stay somewhere uncomfortable like this. Let's just go to my house for now. We'll just have some cold tea together. It will cool your fever down. Then you'll realize how crazy all of this was. Yeah, go tell the angry, crazy person that they're angry and crazy.
What are you talking about, Keiichi-kun? Are you saying that I'm crazy? I'm not crazy, you are! You don't know it, but you're just being controlled by the parasite. Keiichi-kun, you think you have nothing to do with it, but you're one of the victims. You just don't realize it. I'm not blaming you for that. I can save you. I can save everybody. So please, trust me for now.
You think we're all crazy. You think everybody in this village is crazy and you're not. Is that what you're saying?
It might even be spreading outside of Hinamizawa. They might have already spread it as far as Shishibone City, or the entire prefecture. I really am the only one who isn't crazy. I know that, thanks to Mio-san's scrapbooks. I thought you understood that too.
Wait a second, Reina. You're saying everybody in the world is crazy except you. That's the same thing as saying you're the only one who's crazy. The world hasn't changed. Nobody is crazy. Nobody is your enemy. If you ask me, it's crazy to believe that you're the only one in this world who isn't crazy and that everybody in this world is your enemy. In short, your only enemy is yourself.
I feel sorry for you, Keiichi-kun. But it's okay. It's not that easy to accept the facts Mio-san discovered. Even she wasn't sure about them. So I understand if you can't accept the truth. That's why I'm going to fight. I'm going to fight to save everybody. I'll beat them down and make them stop controlling you.
Reina, that's stupid. That's just idiotic. You feel sorry for me? You're stupid. Why don't you understand? Why do you still believe a crazy, stupid story like this? You're just interpreting everything to suit your convenience.
They have replacements for Mio-san, Rika-chan and me. They're going to replace me after I'm killed.
What? Replacements? Are you seriously saying that?
You know what? I'm going to tell you the truth. I haven't told you about this yet.
Oh, here we go.
The true identity of the parasite is aliens.
And you know they don't show it, but this one time, I'm gonna watch the anime after all of this is over. She better did the aliens. Aliens!
Yes. Oyashiro-sama is also an alien. The description of his descending from the sky matches with alien theories from all over the world. Whenever a great civilization flourished, it was always the aliens who accomplished it. They have advanced knowledge. They came to Earth to help immature humans evolve.
Hey, wait just a minute. You must be kidding, right, Reina? The parasite theory was interesting. But aliens? Come on, that's just nonsense. But Reina believes this theory so... But Reina believes this theory so seriously. And she feels sorry for me because I can't accept it.
It's like here they throw everything together at once.
Yeah, everything you could have possibly thought is the reason for everything to happen in Hinamizawa. Yes, it's all of it. And it's all happening in Reina's head.
They couldn't have done parasites first and then add aliens into it. It's everything in one go. They've been controlling the community by living as parasites in human bodies. But sometimes someone with sharp intuition comes along and tries to reveal the truth. But they get rid of them in order to maintain their control of the community. They sometimes kidnap those people with sharp intuition and put a piece of metal in their bodies to gain control over them. When that doesn't work, they replace those people with their copies. A piece of metal.
You know what's amazing to me? Do you remember when the lockdowns happened, when COVID happened? Do you remember the weirdos going like, oh, if you take the jab, if you get the shot, they're gonna put a tracking device in you.
Oh, yeah.
And all of that shit?
I remember.
Here we go. It's always something like this. It is, in a way, I don't know, funny isn't the right word, but it's sad but also interesting in a way how the human mind can think and grasp so many absolutely complex and difficult things. Like, we can go to space because of what people thought of, right? Like research, science. But at the same time, it's also part of human nature to just accept the easiest explanation.
Yeah, but it's because we can do those things that this is not out of the question.
But why is all of this happening? So there is, in the confines of the world of a story, there's probably some explanation for every single thing she is experiencing, right? But it would take a day of explaining all of this. So instead of taking the time and effort to understand the reality of why these things are happening, understanding how everything affects each other, and how all the different puzzle pieces actually make up the whole puzzle, she just goes, aliens, yeah, no, that's it.
Yeah, but she has now put everything together. She wasn't sure about the aliens until now she has proof of the doppelgangers.
No, instead of dealing with the reality at hand, she takes things that are conveniently explaining everything. She's spinning the other way around. She probably spends just as much time and energy making all of these wild things work together somehow. Now the parasites are actually aliens that came from out of space and they just travel between people. Instead of using that same amount of time and energy and to actually understand what's happening.
Yeah, but for her, that is what's happening. She's hearing the bits, she's hearing the pieces, she's seen the proof. It's exactly what she's doing.
God did it. Explanation is all this time, yeah. Bro believes space is real.
Like to her, she's doing everything what you are doing.
And when you disagree to that,
or what you are saying.
True, she also has red hair. She's a witch. Yeah. I feel it's so sad when you lose people to this. You know, when somebody just goes, no. The airplanes in the sky, they're not just airplanes, it's chemtrails everywhere. Everything is a conspiracy, every single thing, every single freaking thing. It's aliens, it's conspiracy, it's these things. I don't care about the actual reasons, it just makes sense in my head.
Yeah, but to them, they're you, but in the opposite thing. They see the proof, they believe that proof. You see the other proof, believe in it. Yeah, but that's how it works to them.
That's how they see it, but that's not how it works.
Yes, but that is how it works then.
No. I'm very pedantic about the choice of words here. We are not looking at the same things, we just come to different conclusions. These people are losing a sense of reality. They make up their own.
Yes,
it's
but
different.
To them, they look at it in reality and they see it clearly. They see the proof.
Yes.
Yes, so I'm saying it's the same thing.
No. It's
we
semantics.
We can disagree.
It's possible moves the burden of proof to anybody else to disapprove. Yes, yes. Peak Tifa line of argument, by the way. But it's possible. No,
excuse
Tifa.
Me, that is your...
I don't know what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm. They made a copy of Mio-san. They made a copy of me too. Rika-chan's copy just came by a few minutes ago. I talked to it. It admitted that it came from space. It told me that the end of the world is coming soon and it laughed at me, saying I should struggle as much as I want. I'm going to fight. I'm not going to let them domesticate. I already said that. I'm not going to... I literally just said that when you corrected me. I'm not going to let them domesticate our species. I'll never, ever.
You're so stupid. I stepped towards Reina and slapped her in the face. I was hoping it would return her to sanity.
I feel like that's something that only works in movies.
No, that works in reality too.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I should try it with you sometimes.
That's why one of it... Am I freaking out right now?
Yeah. I can tell by the tone in your voice.
You don't even remember that you were freaking out, Jack.
You were getting excited there.
You know, a few decades ago, that's how women were treated for everything. Oh, a woman has an opinion? She's being hysterical. Quick, give her electroshock therapy.
Tiger uppercut.
Mm-hmm. Now, what did I want to say? Yes.
Wake up.
Shocking somebody or startling somebody can actually shake them out of whatever they're feeling. That's why there's videos of people, like parents, having babies that are throwing a fit, they're crying, they're inconsolable. And then there's videos where a parent just looks at the kid, takes a slice of cheese, throws it at the kid's face. And it's like, and the kid goes like, huh? Because it just completely disrupts the moment. It's just
that's just for the meme.
I don't think the babies are acting along for the memes, Tifa.
But they're doing it. You act like this is some parenting trick to throw cheese at your crying baby.
Let's make it a parenting thing. If you have... Psycho, next time you need to look after somebody, you know, babysitting stuff. Your nephews. Everybody that has parents. The next time you are dealing with a child that is throwing a fit, try throwing a piece of cheese on their head. Not like throw the package of cheese or a wheel of cheese. It's not to hurt the child. It's just to have a slice of cheese land on the kid's face.
With you, the corner of the cheese would poke them in the eye.
Make it so that you don't hurt them. And then please report back. The same people then say, no, evolution is impossible, we're not monkeys yet. Monkeys are still there. I went to the zoo, checkmate. Wake up! Reina, did you forget? It happened here. Just a few days ago. We all took each other's hands here, didn't we? And we promised we'd be a family made of friends forever. Reina played with her wrist. She didn't interrupt, so I continued. if you're seriously saying that aliens are controlling the Earth, I'll believe you. Even if everybody in this world didn't, I would. That's because I'm your friend and I'm on your side no matter what. But I want you to listen to me too. I want you to listen to me because I'm your friend. Takano-san made up all the stories in the scrapbooks. It's true. Takano-san was an occult maniac. She enjoyed interpreting the old history of Hinamizawa any way she wanted. She made up ridiculous stories out of it and she read them to people for fun. So, the parasite story isn't the only one she made up. There are stories about UFOs, some kind of creatures from the underworld, and many other things. So, the one you read in the scrapbooks was just a new story she made up recently. Don't you remember that she liked to make fun of people? She was just making fun of you because you took her story so seriously.
If it was just a story she made up, why was she killed? Her autopsy report said she had been dead for 24 hours when she was found, but she was there at the festival. Why? How are you going to explain the cause of Tomitake-san's death? What about the Sonosaki family? What about the legend of Hinamizawa? What about Oyashiro-sama and Rika-chan? Are you saying everything is made up? Are you saying that the whole world is lying to us?
One of the most annoying things in humanity, whataboutism. Hey Jack, you're acting like an asshole to Tifa. Yeah, but what about that one time Tifa mispronounced a word? What about this? What about that? Just because something else has happened doesn't change the fact that we're talking about something else. We don't need to disprove all of these things or be able to explain all of them to prove to you that this isn't what it is. Stop making connections between everything. That's a typical symptom of paranoia. Don't think so hard. You're just tired. That's why you need to rest. All I'm going to do is to offer you a place to relax, a bed and food. If you can't trust my food, you don't have to eat it. Eat whatever you have. Anyway, please just trust me for now.
My story makes more sense than yours, and I have evidence to prove it. But all you're saying is that I should trust you. Isn't it obvious who is right?
Yes, it is obvious. Me. I'm right.
Oh, how can you be so sure?
It's easy. It's because I'm your friend. Friends never betray one another. Friends always help each other. So you have to believe that I'm right when the world says I'm wrong. Because I'm your friend.
Not even coming with hard facts.
I heard a thud. Reina dropped the hatchet. She staggered, holding her head in her hands.
Suddenly she has three hats, and
aliens.
the two hats are sandwiching the other one.
She staggered, holding her head in her hands. She was muttering something that looked like she was asking herself questions.
He wants me to trust him, but he has no evidence to prove he's right. He's being absurd. Or maybe he's right and I'm wrong. Am I really just misunderstanding everything? It would be wonderful if that was true. I wished I was wrong so many times. I wished Mio-san's scrapbooks are nothing but a bunch of stories and the parasite doesn't exist. Some coincidences happened to connect together and I interpreted them in the wrong way. I really wish that was the case. Don't give up, Reina Ryugu. Be cool, Reina Ryugu. This guy has poison in his words. He's trying to take advantage of my weakness. Everything is too obvious not to believe. It's obvious that the aliens have been trying to invade the Earth using this village as their base ever since it was called Onikafuji.
But why? Why would the aliens want this village?
Because the parasites thrive here. We've already gone through that.
And how did they come here? Why don't they stay on their planet? Oh, let me guess. Their planet exploded, so two celebrity people of their home planet took one of their parasite babies and they shot it in a capsule to Earth?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the Superman background story. Spoilers for Superman, by the way.
Keiichi-kun is a victim who's being controlled by them. He's just a victim. But when he grabbed my wrist really hard on that day, I could tell his intentions were true. I still remember the strength of his grip on my wrist. He tried to save me, his friend. I got lost in this crazy delusional maze many times. I prayed over and over that somebody would help me. And now my prayers are answered and Keiichi-kun is reaching for my hand again. But don't forget, Reina Ryugu, this guy says he's your friend. But he hasn't told you everything about himself. Don't you remember? Ooishi-san told you about it. He told me about what he found out.
What? When did that happen?
I couldn't trust my friends, so Ooishi checked on everybody, including Keiichi-kun. That's why I know about what he did before he moved here. Is this a spin-off of I Know What You Did Last Summer?
Kind of.
He looks like he's a good guy on the outside, but he's crazy on the inside. I can't trust him. I shouldn't trust him. So what? I don't care who he was before he moved here. I did many bad things in Ibaraki too.
Good point.
So what did he do though? I did many unforgivable things. I hurt my friends really badly, broke the windows at the school and was suspended. I was a very bad girl. Did he treat me differently because of that? No, he didn't. Reina Ryugu is Reina Ryugu. He'll forgive me because it was Reina Ryugu who did all those bad things in Ibaraki. Oh, Rena. He won't forgive me. I should know better. Keiichi Maebara believes that I'm a kind and modest girl because he doesn't know Rena. If he found out about Rena, what would he do? He wouldn't do anything. He wouldn't be scared of me. Reina is Reina. Rena is a different girl. The same goes with Keiichi-kun. I don't care who he was before he moved here. We're even.
I'm telling you, if it turns out that Keiichi's used to be Satoshi, I'm gonna scream.
Why did she even go to that again?
Well, he must have done something. Why not kill his aunt? Are you okay, Reina? Oh, fuck. We have the wrong 1-1.
Don't touch me.
Reina knocked my hand aside when I reached for her.
You keep saying you're my friend. You want me to trust you because of that. You want me to believe that you're right even if the world says you're wrong. Are you out of your mind? That is more delusional than anything else.
I don't care what you say. I am your friend. Everything I say for your sake. Don't doubt me. I know I'm right.
Really? Then, can I ask you something?
Yes, anything.
Friends don't keep secrets from another, right?
Of course. I'm not hiding anything from you.
You're lying.
I'm not. What's so funny?
Keiichi-kun, you think you can keep it a secret from me, don't you? I know everything. I know what you did before you moved here. I know.
I felt as if my entire body was covered in frosty needles. My body and mind froze all of a sudden. I don't believe this. I don't believe this. How come she knows about that?
Why do we not know about that? I asked ooishi-san to check on everybody. Everybody. That's why I know what you did before you came here.
Stop it. You got it all wrong.
You only targeted little girls. I have to tell Satoko-chan and Rika-chan about it. I can't believe a dangerous person like you was near us the whole time.
No, it wasn't like that. It just turned out that way.
A series of attacks on school kids. Bravo! It has as strong as an impact as the series of mysterious deaths in Hinamizawa.
No, it wasn't like that.
It wasn't like what? You shot little kids with a BB gun when they were walking alone on deserted streets. What a horrifying incident. It instilled fear into the whole city for a while. Members of the PTA had to watch the kids at every street corner when they walked between home and school. You shot one of the girls in her eyes and she was badly injured. Fortunately, the damage wasn't permanent. You had a BB gun and you only shot little kids. How disgusting. What made you enjoy it so much? You must have really enjoyed it because you continued to do it for a long time. But then you turned yourself into the police, accompanied by your parents in a crisis of conscience. You couldn't even take responsibility for your actions on your own. Juvenile law was kind to you, wasn't it? Prevented your name from being disclosed to the public or the victims. I bet your father spent a lot of money to protect you. He paid a lot of compensation to settle the case out of court, and he had you placed on probation. And after the case cooled down, he used the power of money once again to move far away from the city. Everything is solved, right? You're lucky that your father's so rich.
Pawn money, it can do anything.
Money does solve a lot.
No, it wasn't like that.
Why didn't you tell us about it? You told me that you did nothing but study at your previous school. Why did you lie like this? Or why did you lie like this?
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to lie.
I thought friends didn't keep secrets from one another. Right? So that makes you not my friend!
So... Why did Keiichi do that?
According to him, it's not like that, so I'm guessing we'll still hear the other side of the story.
Like kids being stupid and having a toy... I mean, a BB gun does some damage. It's not exactly a toy, but, you know, it's not like a real rifle. Still, it can do damage.
No. Like I said, if you hit someone in the eye, you can definitely lose it.
Yeah, even then, just having a gun and going pew-pew at other kids, it's like, it's stupid, but, I mean, there's a reason why kids shouldn't be around guns.
I have no... guessing bored. Wanted to... I'm having a brain fart. I don't know what the translation for that is. We have a word in Dutch called kattenkwaad.
What?
And if you literally translate it, it's called cat's evil. And if kids are doing kid stuff like this, you can't just say, oh, they're doing cat's evil. Like they're just doing...
He was messing around.
Yeah, that. I was wondering what the word of that in English is, but there isn't a word for that.
No. The blades of her words hit hard, and they made my eyes bleed. The blood was clear and it tasted salty.
I can't trust you because of what you did in the past. Don't you ever think you can hide it from me?
I remember how deeply I regretted it. I couldn't regret enough. I wanted to forget it, but I couldn't. I made a stupid mistake.
But why?
Why does she have to bring it up right now?
No, why did you do it?
I apologized and accepted everything, and I moved here to put it behind me. I wanted to have a fresh start in Hinamizawa. I swore to myself to live a clean life from then on. Everything is ruined now. I'll be a criminal no matter where I go. I was stressed out of my exam studies. I was frustrated. I randomly shot people. I didn't care if it was girls or kids. Why did I do something so stupid? There was no reason. I had no reason to do that. I just wanted to get someone's attention. I didn't have the courage to tell my parents that I didn't want to study. I just wanted somebody to scold me, so I used a childish way to get attention. I regret what I did. I'll swear I'll never do something that stupid again. If I do it again, they can send me to the chair. If there was something I could do to be completely forgiven, I'd do it no matter what it was. But no matter how deeply I regret it, and no matter how long I atoned for my sin, I'll never be forgiven. That's why I wanted to sweep the whole thing under the carpet and have a fresh start. I have nothing to say if somebody tells me that forgetting my sin is an act of cowardice. Sins are sins. You can't just get rid of them. You have to carry them for the rest of your life. I know that's the fate of a sinner. If you don't want to live like that, don't be a sinner. I understand that logic too. But then, how are sinners supposed to live?
Anyway, you're not my friend. I'm not going to take any orders from someone who isn't my friend. I need you to leave me alone for a while, okay?
So, Reina, what about the stuff you did before you changed your name? What about the time you were Reina? Haven't you done things you regret? Aren't we
She
the
even
same?
explained that already. She came clean. She told her friends. He is hiding it.
No. She hasn't told them.
She told them the story about Reina.
No, she hasn't.
Yeah, not here. I don't know why you're scrolling back. That was the start of this chapter. She has told them everything about Reina and her past. And Reina murdered people.
Okay, now I see where we are differing. I thought she only told them about how she murdered Teppei and Rina.
No, I think she went into everything.
Not trying to throw shade, but Reina murdered people? But she didn't but they were bad people.
I almost forgot about that detail.
Yes, psycho. And yes, throwing shade. Like, I get the thing we're going for. People sometimes do things they end up regretting. And you can never undo this. You can never go back in time and undo what you've done, no matter how much you regret it. You have to find a way to live with yourself. Even if other people forgive you, you still need to find a way to move on somehow. But she literally killed and dismembered 2 people just the other day.
Yeah, but she told them about it. It's about the fact that Keiichi is lying.
Yeah. I didn't notice until she spoke that I was on my knees hanging my head. Reina picked up the hatchet she dropped earlier. I wanted her to hit my head with it. Yeah, that's right. If anything's going to be torn apart, I'd rather it be my body. Compared to the pain of my heart being torn to shreds, I'd rather she cut my head off. I believed it. I still believe it. I still believe it right at this moment. I believe that I'm their friend. But in fact, I'm starting to become aware of it. I want to believe I am their friend because I don't want to accept my past. I'm trying to tell myself that, but I feel stupid crying like this. My face is all messy with tears. I was never their friend. I'm a sinner, and I hid my past from them. I hid it because I was scared. I told her friends, don't hide anything from another, and I hid my past from them. I hid my sin from them. My past has nothing to do with how I live my life here. If I ever attacked a kid in this village just because I was frustrated, I wouldn't mind if they killed me and cut me into pieces.
Keiichi is so dramatic.
But I'll never do anything like that again. I just want to live normally. What I did before I moved here has nothing to do with my life now. For instance, Reina moved here too. I wouldn't change the way I see her, even if I found out she did something bad before she moved here. Right? I wouldn't, would I? Even if Reina beat some of her friends or broke all the windows of her school, I wouldn't care because it happened in Ibaraki.
See?
She didn't do that in Hinamizawa. Reina is Reina. She's my best friend. That's why I wouldn't see her differently, even if I found out about her past. He's accessing memories he doesn't have. She got caught and had to confess. True, also not just her going to her friends.
She didn't even have the chance yet to lie, so she was honest from the get-go. Keiichi was asked a question, he lied into her face in this moment.
This is Jack-level mental gymnastics that Reina is pulling and Tifa is explaining. I'm not blaming you, I'm blaming her. That's a lie. That's a lie, that's a lie, that's a lie. I'd keep a distance from her if I found out she really did such things. I'd be scared of her. I wouldn't try to listen to her. Why? It's just a rumor. Why would I be scared of her? She's my best friend.
If you need a lawyer, I'll call you, Tifa. You know where to find me, Psycho. Always at your service.
Psycho, if you want to go to jail, just tell them you're guilty and you deserve a punishment. Like, you don't have to go through all of this extra step.
But to be fair though, if you do need a lawyer, I would be happy to represent you. But this guy is probably going to be better because he's gonna gaslight the victim in such a way to believe that he is the guilty party.
No, the judge will think they did it. Yeah, it's everybody except you.
Like that, I will make sure, it depends on if you hate the opposite party. I will get you out, but Jack will get the other party guilty.
You can win or you can dominate. If I was in her situation, would I reject her just like she did? So, Reina's rejection of me was completely natural. Then, what am I supposed to do? I was the only one crying. Reina wasn't crying. She looked at me as if she was looking at something dirty.
Yeah.
After giving me a nasty look, she disappeared into the darkness. Reina didn't forgive me. There was nothing I could do to atone for my sin but to keep crying still down on my knees.
This is why you don't leave your house late at night.
Nothing good happens after 1 a.m.
After 9:45 actually.
Fuck you, Tika.
Hey.
Another episode done. We are getting to the end of this game.
Want to take a short break before the tip? Oh, okay.
Yes, I need to pee.
BRB.
Be right back.
We're back.
As Tifa was yawning. Now...
I stopped right in time.
Arguable. The reason we moved to Hinamizawa. I don't remember how many years ago it was. There was this beautiful village surrounded by nature. But the village was going to be submerged in water because of a new dam project, and the villagers protested against it en masse. They held a sightseeing tour so people from other places could enjoy the local beauty. I joined the tour out of simple curiosity. I wanted to take a look at the nature that might sink under the water. But when I got there, the place took my breath away. The air was so clean and clear, the landscape was beautiful beyond words. Since then, I was hooked on the inspiring nature of the place. I fell in love with the village so much that I was very glad when I heard that the dam project was cancelled.
It's Tomitake.
That village is where I'm building our new house.
It's his father.
When I visited there, I found a beautiful field of wildflowers. I saw 2 cute girls playing in that field. Both of them were very beautiful with long straight hair. He's maybe focusing on things I wouldn't focus on. Also, this field is so beautiful. This is such a beautiful scene that people are playing here. I'm gonna build my house here so you can't.
I'm gonna build it on the slot where this house is standing. Bring everything to the ground and then rebuild it. But wait, I thought the mother was from here. But now he's saying like, oh, I'm coming here because this place is so beautiful.
They were probably neighbors or best friends. I still remember how they looked. One of them had a very beautiful face with a clear-cut profile for her age, and the other had a very pretty, innocent look. I'm sure both of them will grow up into fine, beautiful ladies in the future. Is it just me, or I find that kind of icky?
At least he's only thinking it.
Okay, on the scale of...
I've seen young kids and thought they're gonna be really handsome when they grow up. I don't feel like that is a weird thought.
Not necessarily.
You can make it weird.
I'm making it weird.
Exactly.
They were running around in the field like they were dancing. And I asked them if the field was their playground. They said they were playing in hopes that newcomers would move to the village. And I saw a sign saying, "Lot for sale." That was when I began to think it might be a great place to live. There was nothing here and things are a bit inconvenient compared to the life in the city. But I sincerely believed this was the best place for us to start a new life together as a family. A lot of things happened back in the city, but the past is in the past. It's best that we move on. We learn from our mistakes, and I hope we can start a new, more ideal life in this village. Keiichi, I hope you'll grow to love it here as much as I do. You do? I'm happy to hear that. I'm also happy that we've been doing a lot better as a family since we moved here. Back in the city we were far from close, so I'm truly happy that we were able to start from scratch. Now that I come to think about it, I've never had a chance to have a conversation with you like this before. Oh, Keiichi. Do you know any two beautiful girls with long straight hair in your school? I think they're a lot younger than you. Oh, you do know two young beautiful girls, but one has short hair, huh? I don't think they're the ones I saw. You want to know why I asked? Oh, I just wanted to ask them to be models for my portraits. I was thinking about making them wear cute costumes. Basically, I just want to see them again for artistic reasons. So if you happen to see them, let your dad know, okay? Promise me, okay? He made it weird. I clocked him for that the instant it happened. Uh-huh. My freak radar was already tingling. Yeah. I know a pervert when I see one. And not just because I always look at myself in the camera preview when we're streaming.
Well, this was slightly random, and like I said, I'm also thrown off because I thought that the mother or his mother was from Hinamizawa, and now it's like, oh, this is such a beautiful place I've heard of. I want to see it before it disappears underwater, and now I'm so in love with the place I'm staying here.
Also,
which means it had nothing to do with his mother coming from here.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he's acting like that isn't even a fact.
Tifa, how do I explain this? How do I explain this so you understand it while I try to rearrange my seat? I'm gonna put it bluntly, okay? I'm gonna try to do it plainly so even you can understand.
Just say it.
You are a woman, right? Your opinion doesn't matter.
Start the chapter.
This is the 1980s. Whether you are from here originally or not, I don't care.
Yeah, but this doesn't make sense in the story.
No.
Is what I'm saying.
No, Tifa.
He even was like, oh, I've never heard of this place before until I've seen it on the TV.
Tifa, you're still thinking like your opinion and mine are equally valid.
I'm asking a serious question here.
No, I guess maybe I forgot about that. In universe, at least for the history of chapter 6, the reason why they moved to Hinamizawa specifically is because of the power of a penis. Keiichi's dad came here on a tourist trip, saw two hot girls, and went like boing, buying. And after moving there, he goes to his son and goes, hey, kid, you got some of that boing in your class? It's not. I
feel like you're making it even more awkward.
I wish it was deeper than that. I wish there was some beautiful reason. No, he just went.
As good as a reason as any.
Yeah,
I guess.
Exactly, right? But no, now getting leveling with you.
Now you can just go into the chapter.
I think it would have been nice if somehow they worked in the tiny one throwaway line from chapter 3, I think it was. Hey, my wife is from here and we learned that they want to submerge this place, so we went there. And then she remembered how beautiful it is and I fell in love with the place, and that's why we decided together to come here.
This made me think I imagined that.
No, you didn't. I remember that detail too, and I'm still waiting for the payoff. Because remember how earlier in chapter 6, Mion was like, oh, Takano-san's scrapbooks, what did she tell you this time? That there were UFOs? And that came back. That came back as the parasites are aliens. So, clearly, the details matter. At lunchtime the next day, everybody in class was talking about Reina's disappearance. We were all worried about her safety, but I kept a safe distance from everybody else.
I do wonder where she went. Someone said that she was steaming away. How can they say such things? I can't believe their nerve.
Keiichi-san, you look down today.
Meep.
Satoko and Rika-chan noticed something odd about my attitude. I couldn't sleep at all last night because of what Reina told me. Friends don't keep secrets from one another. That sentence bit into my heart and I couldn't sleep because of the pain. Neon, Satoko and Rika-chan too. I have something I need to talk to you about.
Is it about Reina?
No, it's not. It's about me. I decided to tell them about it because they were my friends. But I didn't know what I was expecting to change by doing so. They might despise me. Was there any benefit in telling them? No, there wasn't. I knew that for sure. But I still wanted to tell them about it just because I thought it would help heal the pain I was feeling. What a selfish...
What is this about, Keiichi-san?
It's not selfish. Well, it's the truth about myself. I'd appreciate if you listen to me. It's about what happened to me before I moved here. I was a kind of guy who wasn't good at anything but studying. Also, I have a hard time listening to his story unless he gets on top of a car at a junkyard and does a cutesy little bow first.
He's dramatic enough as it is. He doesn't need to add that.
Soul of a poet, Tifa! I learned the tricks of a game called studying at my cram school.
See? I learned the tricks of the game called studying.
Are you just jealous because you never think of sentences like this? I do sometimes talk like this and everybody makes fun of me. I just had to realize I have visual novel main character energy.
I'm just saying this kid is meant to go to drama school.
Yeah, I could see that. I enjoyed the sense of superiority I felt by getting good grades. I kept studying just because I wanted to look down on the other students. When my grades got better, my parents got happy and my teachers praised me. I felt good. It was fun to look down on the students who were good at running, dodgeball or swimming. That was the only reason I kept studying. Before I knew it, not only was I at the top of my class, I was the top of my school. So I started to think I was the most important student there. I looked down on the kids who were playing in the schoolyard during lunch break. I enjoyed feeling a sense of superiority to them and my insignificance. The more I studied, the better everybody expected me to do. They started to place high hopes on me. They expected me to go to the best school in Japan. I flattered myself in thinking I deserved to go to that school as well. But the fun went out of looking down on people while the burden of studying didn't change a bit. My classmates stopped admiring my cleverness after a while and my teachers started to push me to study more. All of a sudden the fun had gone out of it. To begin with, I didn't even like to study. I had average reflexes. I was average in a fight. I was an average boy with nothing that really drew attention. So when I found something I could use to get that attention, I jumped on it. It happened to be studying for me, but if it was riding a unicycle or juggling, I would have done that too. When I realized I didn't enjoy studying anymore, it got very boring. I was just a little boy who wanted to be praised when I did something better than anybody else. I finished all of my summer homework because my parents praised me for it. I took charge of cleaning duties at school because my teachers praised me for it. So when they stopped praising me for what I did, I began to feel as though my life had no meaning. My parents used to give me an allowance that was proportional to how good my grades were, so I used to get a substantial amount of money for my age. I didn't know if I had a natural interest in violence, if I was looking for it because of my frustration at the time. I took an interest in BB guns. At first, I shot at cardboard boxes. It was fun. Being violent at pieces of cardboard relieved a lot of stress. Nobody blamed me for doing that. But soon I started wanting to do something I should never have done. On the box that my BB gun came in was a warning label that read, "Do not shoot at people." That was when I thought about doing just that. Why did I do something I shouldn't have? I guess I was just immature. I wasn't interested in studying anymore, but I forced myself to do so anyway. My parents forced me to go to several cram schools. I was mad at them for that. I should have told him I didn't want to study anymore, but I didn't have the courage to do that. So I used my frustration as an excuse to do something cowardly. I shot at kids who were younger than I was with my BB gun. It gave me such a thrill. It felt so good to do something bad when I was overcome with studying. Needless to say, I had no personal grudge against the kids I shot. As long as the kids passed through a deserted street, they met the requirements to become my target. I didn't mean to hurt them. I shot at them once or twice from a distance, that's all I wanted to do. But sometimes they didn't react at all because the BB hit a thicker part of their clothes or something. I didn't like that, so I started to shoot until they noticed they were being hit. It inevitably escalated into a barrage of gunfire. I study a lot, I'm doing something good, so I deserve something bad, or I deserve to do something bad to balance out the good thing I'm doing. It was the unbelievably selfish excuse I made.
Remember when we spoke about that cult of cannibals who did good deeds to make up for killing people and eating people? Mm-hmm. It's kind of like that.
Hey, so I found a wallet. It has like a bunch of money and an ID in it. I could just do the good thing and return the wallet to the person. Or just, as it is, give it to the police to return it to the person. But I'm a really good guy. If I just take out the cash and then return the wallet, I'm still a good guy, right? Because the person still gets my wallet back with the ID and stuff, and their credit cards. I just took the cash.
That is where I do put a personal line. If I find money on the ground, I found higher amounts of money before, like 50. Actually, the most I have found was $500 folded up. I almost gave it to a Romanian street artist who I was swooning over together with my friend until reason kicked in after an hour, but regardless.
Simp!
I have once found $500 on the street just folded into one another and it flew into me. And then I was like, should I hand it in? Because it is a lot of money, we didn't see anyone looking for it, so we kept it. And then I don't feel bad because it's just loose money. It belongs to whoever. That is how I think. If I find a wallet,
I would still feel bad because somebody...
I would feel bad, but I still keep it.
Yeah, potentially somebody I would agree morally is a good person lost $500. It could have been some grandmother trying to help a friend.
It could have been.
Or maybe it was a drug dealer, and in that case, fuck him.
That's not where I'm going. That's a situation in which I will always keep the money. If I just find money on the ground, I will keep it. I'm selfish as that. Whether it's a grand, $500 or $10.
What are you gonna do? Stand on the street and go, did somebody lose $500? Did it look like this?
I mean, I could have reported it to the police, handed it in, did more effort to look around, doesn't really matter. But if it's a wallet, or something with identification on it, or where you can identify someone, I do hand it in. Like, that's kind of where I pull the line. Is it something that could realistically be returned because there is some sort of identification? Then I give it back, but I do always hope for I have found like 2 or 3 wallets in my life with money in it, and then it's like, oh, I wish there was only money in it and no cars, you know.
Now I have to return it because I'm a good person.
Yeah, exactly.
And I would want somebody else to do the same thing in that situation if it was my wallet, so I'll return it.
I have lost my wallet with money and my stuff in it before. Well, not lost, I got pickpocketed 100%. Yeah. And that absolutely sucks, so I get it, and then it's like, oh, but I always do kind of hope. Yeah. You just find the money that cannot be traced to someone, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it. Someone who just loses $500 is probably rich enough to not care. That's usually what I'm thinking too, but we don't know. What if it was somebody's last money?
But you have a lot of old people who cash out big amounts every time because they don't trust the bank with our money, so they take it out and then it can maybe just get lost. And that's what I then always think of. But back then I was like 15? 14? I still remember that so clearly. That was absolutely awesome.
Then you should have a note in your wallet. this is a true thing, by the way, especially with older people in my experience. Like, I don't trust the banks. When did the bank ever steal your money before? Like, that hasn't happened here in, I don't know, 100 years? You know? It doesn't normally happen over here. So why would you think that? But if you tell people, I always pick up my money and bring it home, you're making yourself a target.
I remember the recess in Greece, seeing on the news that they closed all bank accounts and people couldn't get to it.
I'm talking about people around us in countries where something like this hasn't happened in decades.
Yeah, but that's where the fear comes from or something. I do not know.
Oh, like I saw on the news that in Greece, a civilized country, that happened, so it might happen to us. Like that.
I guess, yeah.
Why would you open your wallet with your last money on a windy day?
I mean, things can...
I was counting it again.
Can happen.
I don't know.
But that was... I still remember that so clearly. I went around a corner and it goes downhill a bit. And we were walking on the uphill part away from like the supermarket when this lumped up bit of money just like rolled into my foot, and I picked it up. I was like, wow. I was walking with my friend. I'm like, wow.
We are rich. This is the most money anybody ever had.
I only did a quick look around, and there was no one. And we walked back to the supermarket thinking of buying something, and there was this guy from Romania busking in front of it, and he barely spoke Dutch, from what we could tell from the interaction. So we decided to go inside the supermarket and sit behind the glass, just staring at him, looking at him. This dude was so good looking. So we were sitting there for an hour and we were arguing on whether we should give him the money.
They wanted to, as like 16-year-olds or whatever, they wanted to give $500 to a guy who just stood there looking hot. If anybody tells me attractive people don't have privileges, go fuck yourself. She was...
And he was the typical busker. He had like this kind of scruffy outfit, leather jacket without sleeves. He had like this straw hat, short, very curly hair. I still see this guy with his guitar playing on the street. And we were talking for so long whether we should give the money, yes or no. And then at some point we decided no, we should go straight home. And then I told my parents, and then they gave my friend half of the money. And that was it. Never saw the guy again.
If you're wondering, why is Jack so agitated about this? Why is this moving him so much? Because it should be me. I want to be one of the pretty people at some point in my life. I want to know what that feels like.
Yeah, pretty privilege. We almost gave him $500. We started feeling bad for him, you know. We had this whole thing like, oh, but he's poor and he doesn't speak the language and he needs help.
Entschuldigung, ich verstehe dich nicht, was?
That's what a pretty face does.
Sorry, I don't understand you. What? I don't speak the language. Help me. Throw money at me. I'm at least average, right?
Dark Lord, how you doing?
I like how she doesn't even react to that.
I'm with you. You're the handsomest.
I'll take it, it sounded somewhat honest. Welcome in, Dark Lord, how are you doing? Oops, I dropped my monster currency for my magnum spending. Real quick, by the way, this story, remember how earlier Tifa was like, oh no Jack, you're making it weird. Keiichi's dad didn't think with his penis about buying a lot here and moving here just because he got like boing.
Yeah, but this guy was like early 20s.
The only thing,
I think.
The only thing more powerful than a horny man is a horny woman. We all make jokes about how guys only think with their dicks sometimes, you know. Boing.
This
ain't
guy
nothing. Ain't nothing compared to this. This guy would have been
a main character in every fairy smut book there is out there right now.
Good for him. Well, I got you with me though, so I win in the end.
It's the what if I have given him the $500, you know? I'm just pulling your leg.
I don't feel like I'm being leg pulled.
Dark Lord, thank you for the 10-string streak.
That man, that was Tom Cruise playing that sitar.
Yeah, Tom Cruise doesn't even come close to this guy.
Psycho, no, you can send the money to me. Like my grandmother had in the past. She always used to play lotto. Like she would be joining the lottery tickets thingies. She'd always be like, I don't want to win big anyway. I wouldn't know what to do with the money. And I'm like, give it to me. Like I can make money go away. I can spend it on things. It's easy.
It's probably exactly what she would have done if she ever won something.
Possibly. Then I would have given the hot Romanian busker guy 501 monies. And that's how I learned that I was at least bisexual. I thought I had a right to do things like that because I was suffering myself. I thought people who weren't suffering like I was deserved to be shot at and to get hurt a little bit. I was so selfish, so arrogant, so immature. I was disgusted with myself. If I could have met myself at that time, I would have given myself a punch in the face so hard that I'd knock out all of my teeth. I started to call it a series of attacks on school children. The principal of my school held a morning assembly to inform everyone about the case and to warn them to be careful when playing outside. I was laughing sneakily. The PTA issued a letter of warning and advice to take the safest way to and from school. Parents took turns watching kids when they walked between home and school in groups. The more serious it got, the more it reminded me of the excitement I first felt when my grades started going up. I was absorbed in that game I was playing. I didn't think that I'd get caught someday. I didn't even think to stop doing it either. One day, I found a little girl who was walking down a narrow, dark street all alone. She was a very small girl. I don't know if she was on her way to her friend's house or if she was running an errand. I didn't care which. It was careless of her to go out alone. The school had warned her not to. So it was her fault. Just like always, I made a selfish excuse and attacked her. Some of her shots hit her in the back. She noticed she was attacked by somebody. She turned around. It was a natural reaction. And at that time, I didn't hesitate to rain hell upon her. So when she turned around, I was still shooting at her. Usually when I shot at a kid, she cried in pain and ran away. But this girl was different. She thrashed around in excruciating pain, holding one of her eyes. When I saw her doing that, I realized what had happened right away. The BB had hit her in the eye. Until that moment, I didn't think about what would happen when a pellet that could easily go through a cardboard box hit an eyeball. Fuck you, Psycho.
And bullseye.
That combination of emotes it's too good, it's too real. Oh my, I was reading the line, I saw it pop up in like the side of my eye, I'm like, no, finish the sentence. I love it.
Here in America we have a saying, it's all fun and games until someone loses an eye. Yep.
We have a similar one in German.
Same, which is extremely fitting in this situation.
So lange bis einer weint. Until somebody starts crying. Same energy.
Wait.
Yes.
I'm sure I have a fitting one.
Wearing the goat wig. Being in a bad mood.
Oh, okay. No. Well, it's semi-fitting. Never mind.
Not really. I guess after you got BB to the eye, you wear the goat wig. Anyway, the girl howled in pain, and for the first time, I realized I had done something horrible. She saw me. So I couldn't take her to the hospital. So I killed her. Just get rid of all of the evidence. See, with bacon you catch the mice. Gotta have the right offer to attract people. Like $500 to give to a Romanian busker.
He was really hot though.
So how much money would you give me?
$600.
the reaction speed until you answered, perfect.
I know.
Not too fast, not too long. Sweet spot. She looks like she meant it too. You had thought of that earlier in case I ask again.
I expected you to ask the question, yes. I was surprised you didn't.
I'm a simple creature. I couldn't do anything about it, so I left her there while she was still screaming in pain. I wondered if she was okay and I worried that she had lost her eye. I kept thinking about her and I didn't even feel like eating that day. I went to the bookshelf in our living room, snuck a medical book to my room and studied the structure of the human eye. It was too late to make a difference, but I studied what kind of injuries would make a person lose their vision. I knew it wouldn't make the sin I committed away any less, even if I found out that she wouldn't lose her sight. I couldn't sleep that night and I suffered from a high fever. It wasn't my parents, my teachers or the police who first punished me for what I did. It was my own body. Before dawn, I woke my parents up and confessed my sin. They were shocked at first, but it seemed like they understood the situation quickly due to my recent disobedient behavior and my interest in BB guns. My mom cried hysterically. My dad slapped me in the face till it swelled up. So not just once.
Well, one hard slap can already make your face
No,
swell.
he slapped me until at least twice.
Fair enough.
Before the sun came up, I turned myself into the police, accompanied by my parents.
Also, I'm just having this scene in my head now, you know, where it's an official sport now to be slapped in the face.
That is so dumb.
And they do the whole chalking
No.
it up and, like, aim for it.
Tifa hates it when I do stuff like this, but I don't give a fuck. Certain people need to be alienated. Slapping each other in the face is not a sport, it's idiocy. People get brain injuries from this shit. People lose their hearing from this shit. This shouldn't be a sport. Like, if you want to get together to slap each other in the face, go ahead. But don't make money off of that shit. Don't give other people your shitty ideas.
Yeah, I agree.
Satoko stared at me with a stunned expression. I deserved to receive that kind of look. What I did was very wrong and I needed to accept that.
Is that all true?
That was my OnlyFans idea.
Hey, people will still pay for it. Go for it, I guess. But then do the, like, cinema slap.
Like that, and you have to punch a cauliflower to get the thudding sound of a punch. Everybody can do with their lives whatever they want, whether I like it or not. But slapping each other in the face is the dumbest shit. I remember, like, a few months ago, this clip went viral. That's why I'm so worked up about this, because it happened just recently. Where they had this, like, stupid competition where they did this slapping thing, and this guy just, like, whacks him at like 1,000,000 miles an hour across the face, and the other guy just takes the hit in slow-mo. It looks like he almost ripped his head off. He just takes the hit and goes stiff, falls backwards and has a seizure. This man has brain damage now. Why? Why? To get the prize money? Like, there has to be some other thing you can do to earn money that isn't getting brain damage from getting slapped in the face on camera for somebody to make tremendous amounts of money out of your shitty situation where you think this is what you need to do.
Check some ideas on the sport.
Yeah.
I think it only became an official sport recently. In recent years.
It shouldn't be. I have similar issues. What's that stupid shit where they get into this octagon thing and there's like basically no rules and they go as close as they can to kill each other? MMA, is that the one? I hate that too. I'm not a fan of boxing either, because at least with boxing there's a referee who stops them.
There's some better rules there.
And they have gloves so that they can't just outright break each other's brains. but it's still not great, you know? Anyway, I have opinions on these things. Also, stop squeaking.
You're squeaking.
It's just a poor version of a kumite. I don't know what that is, but I'm pretty sure I agree. Yes, it's all true. I'm sorry I didn't tell you until now.
What made you want to tell us?
Mion asked me, Rika-chan nodded in agreement.
To tell you the truth, I don't understand why.
Well, I know, but...
No. I'm just saying, I don't see any reason why you had to tell us about it.
Well, I didn't want to keep secrets from my friends. You're my friends, so I couldn't hide it from you anymore.
So now we're keeping another secret by not telling you the real reason why I'm telling you. It's because I've talked to Reina, who was upset at me for not telling you guys. So now I feel like I should tell you guys to get rid of that guilt I'm feeling. But no, instead it's like, I don't want to keep secrets.
This is one of those rare moments where I have to say what she said. 100%.
It's like, by not keeping secrets, we're now just adding more secrets.
So instead of telling you the 2 secrets I have, I tell you 1. That aside, I do understand the idea of you have done something in your life and there are people who are close to you and you just want them to accept you the way you are, and that includes all of you, you know?
You!
Welcome in you, thank you for the raid. Welcome in everybody.
How are you doing? I have not seen you live in so long.
Yes, we've missed you. How are you doing?
Have you been on a vacation?
Aggo gang rolling in and dropping off all the snacks. Welcome in all the snacks. I'm hungry. I won't eat you. Don't worry.
How have you been, you?
As you come in, happy to have you. I don't want to be a killjoy or whatever. This is Higurashi. Super story intensive. A kind of sad moment, just so you know. But how are you doing? How was the stream? How are things? Been tired and busy. Oof. Are you still tired and busy, or do you get to have some relaxation now?
We have wow.
Yeah, same Tifa.
I read tired and suddenly my brain is like, oh, I'm tired too.
Tired? Oh, stand by.
Now that you mention it. What have you been crafting today? If you have been.
Yes, how was the stream? What did you end up doing?
It's really nice to see you again. I completely missed that you were online today.
On the topic of being tired and busy, not so much busy, but we get to go on a little trip this long weekend because it's Monday is a holiday in Germany, so we get to work on the being tired part.
I went to Comic-Con last week, but I didn't get to finish my cosplay in time. Oh, that's a shame. What did you want to cosplay at?
So now we work on it since we got a new machine. Nice. Before the con is... No, after the con is before the con. Right? That's a positive attitude. Just because the cosplay wasn't ready for this one, it will be for the next one.
Oh, like that. Yeah, that is true.
You can always still cosplay, just at a different location. Enjoy your holiday. Thank you. I hope we will.
Appreciate it.
I was going to cosplay Iona from Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. That's the
cook.
streamer gym leader, right?
No, it's the cook one, I think, from the second gym. Oh no, you're right.
No, I am right. Iona is one with the oversized sweater jacket thing and the magnemites in her. That's a really cool outfit.
I feel like her outfit is inconvenient, despite it looking cool. Yeah, but the hair is so cool.
You don't wear that outfit for practical reasons.
No, but for cosplay it's absolutely perfect. I absolutely love her hair as well. That's gonna be such an awesome wig.
I kind of want a jacket like this, but when would I wear it? Like, I'm the, it needs to be convenient kind of person. And having the sleeve pause looks really cute, but I would get tired of it really quickly.
Just have the jacket and the wiglet.
Okay.
Oh, I would love to see the end result. That's gonna look so awesome.
Yes, I look forward to seeing it.
And especially since you make it. For those that do not know, Youth does a lot of crafting streams and she's absolutely awesome at it.
She also made a super adorable, really big chicken. It's still my favorite thing you did because I like round things and chickens.
The crocheted chicken. Crocheting, sewing, drawing.
Crotching, as Tifa sometimes calls it. That's what came out of your mouth back then, not mine.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah, that is true. So if you like some chill energy, crafting, Youth is the place to be. Go check her out.
Exactly. Also, I'm super warm.
It is really warm in here.
You brought the heat, Youth. Never played Higurashi, but it was a recurring IP in my childhood. Understandable. It is a real trip, yeah.
It really is. We're now going through the entire visual novel, which is divided into several bits, and I think we've been playing going through it for almost a year now.
A year and a half soon.
A year and a half already.
Yeah, a year and 3 months, I think. Something like that.
Oh, I didn't even realize it's been over a year.
Yeah.
And we're still not done.
No.
It's a commitment.
We're getting near the end of chapter 6 out of 8 though. So.
That is true.
Give me my heart back, I'm so cold. Or my heat back. I would if I could. If I had your heart, I would return it too because you need that. Don't worry.
I mean, you would also get cold without your heart.
Definitely, yeah, but it's a different type of cold, I think.
Go make yourself a hot tea, you.
Yes,
have another
please.
snack. I'm redeeming. We don't have a snack command, but I'm redeeming your snack command for you.
Post-stream self-care. It's important.
Yes, it is.
Meanwhile,
what are you expecting us to do?
I'm not expecting anything. I just...
If you're asking for forgiveness, I can't give it to you. You have to ask the kids you attacked if you want that. It won't help any of us to tell us about it. Yeah, why did you share these things with us?
Because I thought we were friends.
It's absolutely pointless. I go do that.
Please do.
Thank you once again for the raid.
What she said, but I meant it more.
I agree with Rika. I think you're really brave to tell us, but I don't understand what you want to do from here on out.
I don't want to do anything. I just thought it's not right to keep secrets from my friends. And why do you feel that way, Keiichi? My friends looked annoyed by the sudden confession of my past.
It was very random though, like we're all sad that Reina is missing and then you go like, oh, by the way.
Let's make this about me.
I want to tell you something.
Yeah. I took it as bitter medicine. I got what I deserved.
At least say the actual reason on why you're telling them, you know?
Context is key.
Kei-chan, I have a question. Why can't friends keep secrets from each other?
What?
I mean, that's what you're saying, but I really don't agree. I don't agree either.
We're not so different, you and I. Mian and Rika-chan obviously disagreed with my statement. Satoko nodded, following suit.
I don't think it's wrong to refuse to tell people things you'd rather not. We all have a lot of things we don't want to tell anyone else about, like tragedies, mistakes, and other things you don't want to remember.
I do usually tell you these stories on stream so you can all laugh together with me at how dumb I used to be, you know? And that way I can process it, and if you can laugh about it or make fun of me, maybe I can see it that way too. That's my way of coping.
I don't have that much shame, so I tell most things anyway.
I just think I was awesome.
No, that's not true. I do have shame, but not about things that people
usually feel shame about.
Would usually feel shame about, I guess, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, like that one time you tapped an electric fence because you wanted to pet a goat or something.
I wanted to know what that felt like.
Oh yeah, I want to. She fell over backwards and went wee. Like literally out loud, she went wee and fell backwards. What can you do?
But there I didn't do it on purpose though. I wanted to pet the horse and I didn't realize the thingies were electric.
Yeah, and when
I literally went wee.
And Tifa went wee.
It was a literal sound.
I'm so glad I stood next to her to see that, because I wouldn't believe it otherwise.
How petting the goat felt like, or touching an electric fence?
Both.
Yes.
The answer is yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it was a horse, it wasn't a goat.
Same thing. Goat, horse, something with 3.5 legs and horns.
Both feels the same, right?
Yeah.
3.5 legs.
It took you until now. And horns. Do horses have horns? Yeah, I added layers to it. It keeps working.
If I'd have to tell someone everything to be true friends with them, I wouldn't want to have them as my friends at all.
But...
Keiichi, there's a difference between things you don't need to confess and things you have to confess. You have to confess what you did to receive forgiveness. But once you're forgiven, you don't need to keep confessing.
Quite. You turned yourself into the police and they scolded you good, did they not?
Don't do this again.
You atoned for your sin and you were forgiven. What more do you have to do?
You turned yourself in and you accepted the result. You did what you had to do. It's very important that you keep reminding yourself of your sin, so that you won't make the same mistake again.
Yes, Tifa? You seeing ghosts again?
I thought I saw them off. But you only have to take care of that on your own. It's not something you have to confess to everybody.
That's very true. I have many embarrassing stories that I'd rather not tell anyone.
Beep. Satoko does have quite a lot of them.
It's not only me. Rika has a heap of them too.
Beep, beep, beep.
Yeah, now the energy in the room is slightly better. Satoko and Rika-chan fooled around with each other like they always did. Mion looked at them and then looked back at me.
Satoko just said something very important. Did you get it?
Did she? Wait.
Just press A instead of scroll back.
I just wanted to double check. Sometimes this is like the game telling you, did you pay attention? You mean the part where she said she has a dark past that nobody needs to know about? True.
No.
She said me. That is the most important part.
The bit after that. She's saying that everybody has something they'd rather hide. Considering that nobody grows up in a sterilized room, we all learn by trial and error. That's called life, you know? You do both good things and bad things in order to grow up. Your goal is to become a wonderful person by the end.
Meep, meep, meep.
Everything that happens is a very important experience, including both the good and the bad. The same goes with everybody, with Satoko, Rika-chan, and me too. The same applies to everybody in this class.
That's kind of deep, actually.
For example, me used to be a very bad girl. Meow meow.
Well, I'm not proud of it or anything, but shooting at people with a BB gun is like nothing compared to what I did.
Yeah, we like dismembered people, you know. Okay, Mion, if it helps to sleep. Yeah, it's, you know.
I used to throw bricks at people.
With a smiling face, like...
I can't even count how many times I ended up in a cell at the police station.
Oh my god.
During the dam conflict, I was a regular there. I'm not kidding, it's all true.
Yeah, what I just assaulted with the intent to kill multiple people. I just threw bricks at them. It's not that bad.
But it happened in the past.
I feel like this is one of most common moral dilemmas people have. Like, so somebody has done something objectively really shitty in the past. How long needs to pass? How does the person, or can a person ever prove that they've fully changed? Is it enough to say you're sorry? Like, it's a tough question. I don't have an answer to it. Mion, admitted domestic terrorist. A freedom fighter, thank you. It's all a matter of perspective.
It's all for a good cause.
Yeah.
And she doesn't have to tell you about it, even though she's your friend.
Even though she's my friend.
I made a lot of embarrassing mistakes and committed some crimes too. But I don't tell you about them because telling you wouldn't help in any way.
What crimes did she commit? What the fuck?
In other words, just keep your backpack closed and with you next time. Thank you.
I understand what we're going for, but in a sense, all of this is giving me very big vibes of... Keiichi? Nobody asked.
If you feel better by telling us about your past, we'll listen. But there's no rule that says you have to tell us about your past just because we're friends. I don't want to dig up the past that you don't want to talk about. That's what true friends are all about, I think.
But the point is that she doesn't need to tell... Are you sure about that?
I'm not sure that's what I'm getting.
I agree with you, but...
We're happy if you feel better now by telling us about your past. We can forget about it if you want us to. We'll never change the way we see you because of this. What you did in the city has nothing to do with who you are right now. You're a precious friend to us. I actually don't want to know about your past, to be honest with you.
I don't see it. Personally, I disagree with their statement. Like, I get it. I understand it. Like, people change. There is not much point to bring back all the things from the past that don't matter right now.
They're specifically going into the, if you're true friends, you share this. And that you don't have to. You can tell, you can say it, but even if you don't, it's not that we wouldn't be true friends.
I don't know.
That's what they're stumbling over.
I get why Keiichi told them, and I agree. Yeah, that's all I can say. Friends can be forgiving, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't test those waters often. Yeah, but if your intention is to have friends that accept you and understand the changes you've made, that understand where you came from versus just where you are now, I feel like that also has some value, you know?
I agree with Rika. The same thing goes the other way around. Even if you did something great in the city, but if you were a nasty person here, I wouldn't care what great things you did back then.
Agreed. In other words, Keiichi, the sin you committed in the city is something that you should keep secret in your heart. You don't need to dig it back up just to tell us.
Yes.
I mean, you can if you want. And if anybody changed the way they saw you because of that, I'd look down on them.
Friends don't necessarily need to be part of your journey of self-improvement or growth.
Yeah, that is true.
True. Yeah, but I agree.
No matter what happened in the past, as long as you're a great person at present, you shouldn't be embarrassed of yourself. Am I wrong? What's the purpose of living if we can never earn redemption?
That's very deep for an 8-year-old.
That's the question I posed earlier. At what point are you redeemed? Because, I mean, now this is about him shooting a girl with a BB gun and other kids. Which is shitty, don't get me wrong. But...
that's a personal thing.
What they're saying, I think, can only be stretched so far. Like, if Adolf Hitler now entered the room and we learned that he is a classmate of theirs, and he is a really nice guy here in Hinamizawa. He always cleans up after everybody, and sometimes he brings cookies. They don't know about his past, they think he's a swell guy. And then you learn everything that he did historically. I would want to know, and it would change my opinion of this person. I wouldn't be, oh, but he's our friend now that he cleans up and brings cookies. No, you're a despicable piece of shit. And there isn't anything you can do in my eyes to redeem yourself. Because you were so far gone.
I think the person itself really decides if they're redeemed or not.
Sometimes society disagrees.
Yeah, but in the end it's how you act. Like if Keiichi decides to keep feeling that and punishes himself and all of that, obviously he doesn't feel redeemed, so he isn't. If you then just go like, oh, there's nothing wrong, I'm perfectly fine, I'm not that bad, then you have redeemed yourself technically. Feeling-wise.
Okay.
Where the society disagrees.
But what about all the people that still in jail sit like, I'm not guilty, I'm innocent. I didn't do these things that I was clearly convicted of.
Yeah, but I think redeeming comes from both sides. For yourself and from society.
Yeah, I was gonna go with that too. Like, redemption is like it can be a group project. I would argue for your own like happiness, feeling redeemed is more important than other people telling you that you are.
It's a hard topic.
Yeah. I think a lot of these ideas are just made up by fiction or pop culture. Kind of. Maybe, yeah. But no, Yukishi, you're 7, used to be a social worker. I did know that. Contrition is pretty important part of redemption or forgiveness. Yeah. This is, I think, way too big of a topic for a group of children to just go, yeah, no, I figured it out. I know what redemption is like.
Satoko used to be a big baby who couldn't do anything by herself. She regretted it deeply, and now she's a strong, independent girl. That's why I admire Satoko today. I don't care how weak she used to be. Oh, imagine calling a girl being abused weak.
So she was real shit, but now she's okay.
Rika.
What about you, Keiichi?
Even my stomach disagrees.
Are you going to change the way you see me because you now know I used to be a very bad girl who was a regular at the police station?
I'm not Keiichi, but for me I have to say yes. Yeah, knowing that you're capable of these things and knowing that to this day you're like, yeah, it was fine, everybody did it. It's like...
Well, that's why you stay friends with her, so that she doesn't throw the bricks at you.
Like, I understand it, but I don't like it.
You won't, will you? I am who I am. Our friendship won't change, and we'll keep playing and laughing like we always do, right? That's what being friends is all about.
What? What's going on? Miona's trying to cheer me up with an encouraging smile on her face, but her expression became distorted all of a sudden. Big teardrops fell from my eyes. What? Why am I crying? Let me just say this. I didn't know anything about Satoshi, because you all hid it from me.
We didn't mean to hide it. This was a different chapter, wasn't it?
I think this is about earlier, like way back when. After they had this whole like huge talk about, if I had been there when this happened with Satoshi, I would have helped him. I know this.
Yeah, this kind of feels like we're getting a memory
It's
that
a flashback.
doesn't... Yeah, but that didn't happen. That's why I'm wondering...
No, we didn't see it happen yet.
Yeah, okay.
That's a flashback to something that could have feasibly happened
Yeah.
in between. And then I would shit on the internet like, I already forgave myself, why are you still mad? Yeah. Just because you forgive yourself doesn't mean other people have. And sometimes they never will. And you have to learn to accept that.
These are also the type of people... It just won't change, honestly.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, exactly.
You didn't tell me about the incidents that happen every year, right?
That's because we didn't want to...
You didn't want to scare me? Just because of that you left me out?
No, we didn't mean to.
Mian didn't know what to say. She had tears in her eyes. She thought she did me a favor. She didn't know why it turned out like this. She didn't want to make me scared of the village since I just moved here. What more reason did she need? I asked you before, Mion, if there was a crime at the damn construction site. You told me there was none. But there was a dismemberment lynch murder. You lied.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to lie to you.
I thought friends didn't hide things from each other, right? So that makes us not friends. Ah! What are friends? What are friends? What were friends to me? They were my true friends. They really cared about me. They were so nice to me and helped me to feel home at this village. I couldn't have been happier. Everything was great, wasn't it?
Kei-chan, please don't.
Mion seemed like she didn't know what to say. Her eyes looked moist. It was hard to believe she was really acting like this. It wasn't like Mion at all. I could feel her pain. She was in pain because she didn't know what I was blaming her for. She looked so sad, but I didn't notice her pain. I thought I was her friend. I didn't understand her feelings. I didn't trust her. I just used the word friends, but I didn't do anything like what friends were supposed to do. That's right, I was such a fool. Mion was Mion. She was my best friend. Why did I doubt her? Why?
Kei-chan looks down these days.
He just moved here from the city. I guess the fatigue must be setting in. He probably caught a cold as a result.
I see. Then he needs to eat something nutritious. My grandma's making ohagi today. I'm going to ask her to give me some so we can bring them to Kei-chan.
Wait. Wasn't that chapter 1? Are we now seeing flashbacks from other chapters? I'm so confused.
This does all feel like other chapters.
Like, I get the energy, but I feel like I'm missing details.
Except for this one, because this does not ring a bell.
Ohagi were the bigger version of a mochi, which in chapter 1 they put a needle into. Because I remember, because the other day you, Dark Lord, mentioned ohagi and I was confused and you explained it to me again. And I remember that. Thank you. See, I'm learning.
I'll remember.
Oi, Mion, wash your hands first. Hello, Reina-chan. Would you like to trying one too? Or would you like to try making one too?
I would like to try one.
It's getting really warm in here and my brain is shutting down.
Should I open the door?
Wow. No, it's almost time anyway.
That looks like fun. Yes, I'd love to try. Here we go.
I'm gonna quickly open the door because I want to get through the scene.
I have a great idea. This does not ring a bell at all.
What is it, Micha? What's that little bottle? What is it?
Have you noticed that she doesn't do the stutter, it's not stuttering, they're repeating in all chapters.
Yeah. True, she doesn't have her speech tick. You know?
I think there's been like 2 chapters, including this one at least, where she didn't at all. It's not fun to only have sweet ohagi, you know? It comes and goes like most of her cuteness.
Nah, with Psycho's emote, either you're trying to fry my mind or there is something deeper to this. Or is there? Or maybe there isn't. Maybe it's just a difference between the chapters that means nothing. Or maybe it is the most important clue, because that's what Higurashi does to you.
There probably is, and now I'm hitting myself that I don't remember the chapters where she did and didn't. But I've noticed before that she doesn't always do it.
I think it's part of her cute mode, or leading up to it, when she finds something really cute. To act cute herself, to solidify her Reina personality, she adds extra things to stay in that, fake it till you make it.
There's been like in chapter 1 where she does it in normal conversations.
Yeah, but still with that cute energy.
Let's put hot sauce in one of them, it will wake him up for sure. This is chapter 1 where they were actually preparing the stuff with the needles in it.
Yeah, except here it was just hot sauce. That's right, that's what happened. They brought ohagi for me to help me get better. They only tried to cheer me up. Why did I get so scared of them? Just because Mion knew I had lunch at Angel Maud, I grew terrified of her. Why are all the chapters suddenly blending together? This was chapter 1.
Hey, you don't look too good. Maybe you should go lie down.
But this is chapter 1, but the version where they didn't go nuts on it.
Yeah, well, we just haven't seen that yet. Why did he grow scared though? He just asked himself that question.
Yeah, because in the other scene they fed him a needle in it.
Let's carry on. Maybe that still happens.
No, it doesn't. We're at the next scene already.
No, this is where they drop off the food.
That's right. Maybe we should leave. They just
wanted to cheer me up with a joke. But because I looked so serious.
See ya.
Please get better soon. I hope we can hang out in the club together tomorrow. It was a normal way of saying goodbye.
I don't want you to be absent from school tomorrow, okay? Remember in chapter 1 it was like, oh, you better be there tomorrow? Sort of energy.
First of all, have I ever visited any of my classmates who were absent with a cold? No, I haven't. I've never done such a nice thing to anybody because it's too much of a bother. But they did that for me. I understand visiting a friend in a hospital, but I just caught a cold. But they came to visit me with Ohagi so that I could get better soon. I should have been thankful to them and said, I'll get better soon and I'm sure I can come to school tomorrow. So I'll see you then. That's what I was supposed to say. But what did I do instead? I locked the door. I closed the door and locked it as if rejecting them. What was I so scared of? What was I so afraid of? Why didn't I say any words of appreciation to my friends who cared about me? I was just so scared of the ohagi they brought for me. What was I thinking? It was impossible that there was a needle in one of them. There wasn't actually a needle at all. It was all in my head because I had read some manga about someone putting needles or razor blades in people's food. It scared me so much that I believed it could also happen to me for some reason, and I thought there was a needle in the ohagi. You were so stupid, Keiichi. Why would your friends put a needle in the food they only brought to make you get better? It was crazy to think like that. Even if there was a needle in one of them, I should have thought that it was some kind of mistake and I should have believed in my friend's innocence. That's what a true friend would do, but what did I do? Pound, splatter, smash. I threw the ohagi that they spent so much effort making on the floor. That's the wall, by the way. Why? Why did I do that? I got along so well with them. I moved to Hinamizawa and I made friends for the first time in my life. They were my best friends. Meeting them was the most wonderful experience of my life. I'd probably never have another one like that for the rest of my days. I knew that, but I got scared and I doubted them. Is this a redo of chapter 1? Or is this his memories all blending together from a world of possibilities, that things he shouldn't know? I am so confused. What do you make of it?
I'm not sure yet.
They noticed that I was acting odd. That's why they called the manager Irie. They thought a sedative might help me relax so I could get rest and better. I'm so worked up. I think he throws it at the wall and falls on the floor. Yeah, something like that. Mm. And that's also where he thinks, or where he said he saw a needle. They thought a sedative might help me relax so I could rest and get better. That's why they carried me up to my room. Mion just wanted to make it fun. She's the kind of person who expresses her goodwill by making a joke out of it. I knew that better than anybody. She knew Irie would roll up my shirt to check my heartbeat with a stethoscope. So she was just trying to draw graffiti on my shirt just like she did to Tomitake-san as a punishment for the game he lost. Yes, that's why Mion took a felt marker out of her pocket.
So this is everything from chapter 1, but the way it should have been.
The non-insane version.
Exactly. And then this is a continuation?
A felt marker. She brought a marker from home because she just wanted to do something funny. She tried to cheer me up by making me take a punishment for fun, rather than nursing me, because that's just what Mion is like. She went to the trouble of bringing a felt marker to my house. I feel like that's a bit much. A felt marker doesn't weigh a ton.
It's the thought.
Just because she wanted to cheer me up. Reina held me down tightly and Mion came close to me to write something on my shirt. Mion whispered the words she was going to write on my shirt. I heard them. I heard them clearly. I heard what she was going to write on my shirt. I hope you get well soon, Mion. I heard them. Then why? I should have known she wasn't going to do anything to hurt me. Then why? Why did the marker look like a syringe to me? Why did I think that Mion was going to kill me? It was impossible. It was impossible. Why? Why did I misunderstand what Mion was going to kill me? The numbness in my head receded and slowly I felt blood start to run through my entire body again. How long was I squatting down there? For a few minutes? A lot longer than that. As I looked up at the clock, the hands weren't moving at all, as if they had stopped while I had my eyes closed, or like they never were there to begin with. Really? The atmosphere in the room wasn't filled with insanity like it was earlier, but it was quiet and grey. Reina wasn't holding me down, Mion wasn't about to give me an injection. Was all of that just some kind of illusion? There was no sense of presence other than myself in that room. It was an extraordinary experience, the kind I've never had before. I was there with Reina and Mion. I doubted my sanity for a moment, but at the same time I felt some kind of relief too. The scary incident was just an illusion after all. Neither Reina nor Mion would have done such a terrible thing to me. Tears started forming in my eyes. My emotions were running high. Why? It wasn't a question of why tears were forming in my eyes. Why? It was a question of my sadness. Why did I feel so sad? I don't know. I don't know. You don't know? What do you mean you don't know? You do know. I was so stupid. What the hell was I doing? I was so pathetic and helpless. Mion just tried to cheer me up, that was all. I liked her so much. She was my best friend. She was older than me, but she hung out with me like we were the same age. She was the first one who came to talk to me in class. She was so nice to me, but Mion was lying down in an unnatural position near the window. She was covered in dusky red blood from her head to her chest. The red fluid splattered on the wall was Mion's. He is remembering chapter 1 as it happened, with him going nuts. The fuck is happening?
Where was Mion here?
He killed her and Reina.
Oh, and then he ran off.
Yeah.
Yeah, and killed himself in the
Yeah.
booth. Okay.
How does he know any of this right now? What had I done? I would never forgive myself. I truly did think of you as all my friends. Why did all of this happen? There was nothing fun in my life at my old school. When I talked to anyone, it was only ever about my chances of passing the entrance exam of the schools we wanted to go to. My life was shaded in grey. Friends to me were rivals and enemies to vie with for school recommendation and test scores. My friends here taught me just how unnatural that was. This whole month was a blast. We raised the roof over lunch, our club activities and the festival. A warm liquid flowed out from my eyes. To my surprise, it was my tears. I didn't have any obligation to cry for them, but I couldn't stop it, even though they attempted to kill me, even though they almost killed me. I couldn't forget the memories we made during the past month, or were those fun days fake? Was it an act that they kept playing perfectly to set me up until today? Was it only me who believed that they were my friends? It couldn't be! Reina and Mion, they were my friends for real. Those happy days couldn't have been just a performance. Reina and Mion must have been forced by somebody to kill me. Or that an extraordinary existence called oyashiro-sama possessed them and took over their consciousnesses. No matter what it was, both Reina and Mion were my best friends. How did chapter 6 bleed back into the tail end of chapter 1 now? Why are we Dark Soulsing this? Why is time collapsing in on itself?
I'm not sure how this works.
I was stupid. I was such a fool. Such a fool, such a fool, such a fool. I wasn't making any sense at all. I killed my best friends. They were my best friends. Then why didn't I trust them? Why didn't I listen to them? I beat them to death. Who did I think I was? I made it sound like I didn't do anything wrong. I felt like everybody went crazy except me. I was such a fool. It was the other way around. Of course it was. I was the only one who went crazy.
Keiichi?
I did something terrible. I'll never forgive myself. Mion was still alive. I have a memory of beating her to death because I couldn't trust her, but that's a memory from a non-existent different world. But even though it happened in a different world, I killed Mion.
It's like one of those daydreams where you just zone out, everyone around you dies.
And I didn't realize how deep that sin was. I even thought until now that Mion was at fault for being killed.
Now, what is wrong with Keiichi?
I don't know. Keiichi, please calm down. I'm not dead. You didn't beat me to death. I mean, I'd never let that happen.
Bet.
Okay.
Quite. There's no one in our club whom you could beat to death, Keiichi-san.
No. Mion and Satoko looked confused, having no idea why I was crying. But I couldn't help myself. I learned just now that I could earn redemption by confessing my sin. But I could never earn redemption for this. Not from Mion. No matter how much I cried in this world, nobody could give me forgiveness. And so I could never earn redemption for the sin. Right when Chie-sensei came in and noticed me crying. You wouldn't see a teenage boy crying like that very often. Chie-sensei asked me what was going on, but at that moment I couldn't hear anything. Mion and Satoko looked confused. They didn't know how to explain the situation. Rika-chan approached me in the midst of my sobs.
You remember, don't you, Keiichi? You remember how you killed Reina and me?
Yes! I killed them! I killed them! But I didn't accept my sin. I pretended I was the victim. I cursed and blamed my friends until the moment I died. There was blood everywhere and in the end I just died alone, without any regrets. I clawed at my itchy throat in a phone booth. I didn't notice my sin and I died alone.
Keiichi, did you notice your sin just now?
Yes, I did. It took me so long, but I just noticed it. I remember what I did not here, but in a different world that looks just like this one. I killed my friends because I couldn't trust them. They were trying to help me, but I didn't listen to them. I don't know why I didn't. I didn't care if people were staring. I just kept crying. I wanted to transmute my sin to tears in order to squeeze it out of me. But the tears that were coming out from my eyes weren't my sin. They were just tears of regret of doing something irreversible. At that time, I felt something touching my head. I opened my eyes and I saw Rika-chan patting my head gently. I didn't need any comfort. I didn't deserve any comfort from Rika-chan. But the words she spoke to me weren't ones of comfort.
I forgive you, Keiichi.
What?
Keiichi, you noticed your sin. It's a very difficult thing to do, and not something everybody can. Not everyone can understand how great you are, and hence they can't forgive you. But I can, because I know how great you are.
Rika-chan?
This is a miracle. You noticed the sin you committed in another world. That's impossible to do.
This feels just so random.
No, because this is Oyashiro-sama.
Yeah, I know, but it feels random. The fact that you are basically... You're just having a daydream, basically. Then you see it as absolute truth.
This is bigger than a daydream.
Then one of your friends talks to you that it is truth, and the other ones are just standing there like, what the fuck?
For some reason, Keiichi can access the morphogenetic field, and Rika gets the benefit of a doubt because she houses Oyashiro-sama.
Yeah, but still, the entire moment feels incredibly random.
Yes, because it is. Because nothing makes sense. Everything that we see just doesn't matter as much necessarily as the meta-narrative of how all of this is connected. As far as I know, in the anime they don't say director but coach, which in that specific case are the same word. I hate it when a language is that inconclusive.
You noticed a sin you committed in another world. That's impossible to do, but you did it. That is the most unbelievable and precious of miracles that could exist in this world.
I didn't understand anything Rika-chan was saying, but I felt like she's the only one who understood that impossible memory I had.
So, you should be able to understand what Reina Ryuko is going through right now.
Yes, I understand. He's going through exactly the same thing I went through. She wants to trust her friends more than anything, but she can't. She's the one who's losing her mind, but she doesn't understand that and she thinks that the world's going crazy instead. I don't know how to save her. I have no idea, because I failed. I didn't understand until I died. No, I didn't understand even after I died. So how can I make Reina realize what I didn't even after that? I can't save her. I can't save her. I know because I was just like her. There's nothing I can do. Calm down, Keiichi. I did fail. But that didn't mean Reina would too. There was no excuse not to save her because I thought she'd fail. After all, what did Reina do back then? I was totally going mad, but she risked her life to save me. In my room, in that world, I had beaten her many times with a metal bat. But she was smiling. She knew I was scared and that's why she smiled for me.
So they were trying to save him by just injecting him with a random drug.
No, it was a sedative. They, in how he now makes sense of it, they came to his place to have fun with him. Allegedly.
Yes, because I'm gonna trust a 13-year-old that comes into my room with a sedative.
17-year-old. So they carry him to his room and they just want to have fun and write a nice message on his shirt after they called the doctor to come by and give him some medicine. And he misunderstood this as them trying to assault him. He freaked out and killed them in what he considered to be self-defense.
Yeah.
This is so completely weird. I beat her so many times, her arms were broken and her forehead was cut open. I remembered Reina didn't block her head, even at the very last moment. She opened her arms towards me like she was looking for a hug. But I still doubted her and raised the metal bat up high. Reina told me then that it was okay.
Please, trust me.
My friend still told me to believe in her. She told me to trust her, but I still didn't. I lost it and I attacked her. She was in danger. She was actually killed, but she didn't even block her head. Instead, she used her arms to reach out for me. Reina continued to say those words until the moment she died. Trust me. Please, trust me. She risked her life to save me. Until her very last moments, she kept telling me to believe in her. But I didn't listen for so long. I truly believed that I didn't do anything wrong. I feel a little bit better now that you've forgiven me, Rika-chan. But I still have to atone for my sin. I'm going to do that in the same way Reina did for me. I'm going to save her. Reina risked her life to save me. She cared about me until her very last moments. She trusted me. She believed that her words would reach my heart, so she kept saying them until I cracked her skull. I don't care if I die. Reina died for me. I can die for her too. I was such a fool for failing to understand my friend's feelings. That's why I didn't understand what she was saying. But Reina might be different. This world is messed up. But it doesn't mean that I can just quit. Quitting is the same thing as not believing. I believe in Reina and in our friendship. That's why I can still make it. I can still prevent a tragedy from happening. I can change fate. we will struggle together to seize our future. This seems to lead into what I said back in chapter 3. Keiichi is at fault. Every time something goes wrong, and it's always Keiichi's fault.
What did you do here then?
Because he hurts his friends' feelings. That is an aspect in every story. In chapter 1, he doesn't believe in his friends. So he comes completely paranoid, kills them. If the version we just saw is to be believed.
Maybe I zoned out there, but what about the food with the needle in it and stuff?
Didn't happen, he imagined it. It was spicy, they put hot sauce into it. He felt something in the back of his throat, which was a reaction to the hot sauce. He spat it out, and in his paranoia, he hyped himself up into thinking it was a fucking needle.
We even said he saw the needle and threw it away.
That's what he said, but just like Reina is seeing things that aren't there, he saw things that weren't there. We, as the readers...
we were the ones going crazy, just like
Yes,
Reina.
because we followed Keiichi. We have nothing else than what Keiichi, or the narrator, gives us. In chapter 2...
Even though I know you're right, I don't think I like where this is going so far.
Assuming this is real.
Yeah.
Assuming.
But I'm not sure how it will still connect and how Keiichi is suddenly accessing the morphogenetic field.
In chapter 1, he didn't believe in his friends, trying to have his best interest in heart. Mion and Reina killing him. In chapter 2, he didn't believe in Mion, that she would want the door, which started all of his stupid shit. In chapter 3, he didn't believe in Satoko.
If this was a thing, the world would be fucked. Just imagine.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have gotten past year 1 of existence.
Yeah. But none of this explains why Reina came after him with a hatchet in the forest in chapter 1.
We imagined that too. It was flowers.
Possibly. A baguette. Rika-chan nodded with a serious look on her face, and she put her hand in the pockets of her skirt.
Keiichi, I won't give up either. I'm not going to lose hope in this world. I was tired from meeting with countless failures. I gave up on this world as it started to go wrong. That's why I kinda gave up on Reina last night. But I was wrong. I realized that the will to fight is such a beautiful and divine thing, and it can work miracles that can even alter the path of fate. So I'll fight with you. I'll fight again. And I'll keep fighting until I reach the future.
That's 100% Oyashiro-sama speaking for what she believes to be Oyashiro-sama.
I have no idea what you two are talking about.
Yeah, it doesn't make much sense to me either. There's the confirmation. It's the same thing again. It's that laugh.
I think both are the same.
No, Rika never laughs like this. Never. It's meep.
Yeah, but at this
Nipa,
point, they're the same. It's normal that you don't remember. Keiichi is a special exception. I suppose I'm too brilliant to understand what's going on.
Rika-chan touched Satoko's forehead to hers. Mind meld!
But please remember one thing. When you're desperately driven into a corner of misfortune, please remember that he risked his life to save you.
Keiichi-san fought for me? It's hard to believe.
Isn't that right, Keiichi?
Rika-chan looked at me, smiling as if waiting for my agreement. I wasn't sure if I could risk my life for Satoko. No, I was sure. I'd risk my life for her. Satoko is my friend. If anybody tried to make her unhappy, I'd beat them up without hesitation. I'd risk my life to save her. There might even have been a world like that. I nodded to Rika-chan. Rika-chan nodded back to me, looking happy.
Maebara-kun, is everything okay?
Shia-sensei realized that I'd finally calmed down, and she asked me that. Yes, Everything is fine now. I'm sorry I worried you. Anyway, Mion? Oh, bitch, please, we're having a moment. So, Mion.
What? What is it?
I walked towards her. Mion stepped back, not knowing what was going on. She bumped into the blackboard.
What is it, Keiichi? I like how she was behind the blackboard, or in front of the blackboard, and then they show that the entire time. And the moment they say...
He pushes her against it. Nope.
Yeah, we change the thing, like the other background is what we should have changed to. This should have been the one we saw the entire time. Yes. And now they should have swapped to the other one.
That's for the remake, Tifa.
Like, this is more frustrating than the entire bit that we just had.
It's okay, Tifa, breathe.
What is it, Keiichi? You look so serious.
Is he gonna kiss her? I held Mion tightly. She still didn't know what was going on and her face turned red. Crying on her shoulder, I told her the following. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
What? What are you sorry for, Keiichi?
I should have given you the doll.
This old man doesn't really get what's going on.
It's okay, you don't need to get anything. So just listen to me. I'm very sorry. And the ohagi you made? They were really good, they were delicious. They cheered me up. Well, I wanted to tell you that I would go to school the next day, and the day after that too. I wanted to tell you that I would see you tomorrow at school, but I couldn't. I'm very sorry that I didn't give you any words of appreciation until today. I'll never doubt you, Mion. I'll never doubt any of my friends. Never, ever again. So Mion, please forgive me for what I did that day. Mion must have had no idea what I was talking about. Of course, I didn't either. I didn't understand what I was talking about. But my sin wasn't forgiven yet. I needed to confess my sin in order to receive her forgiveness. I know you risked your life to save me, Mion. So, I'll risk my life to save you too when you're in some kind of trouble. I promise I will.
Keiichi? You're making me blush.
Mion's face was bright red. She didn't know what was going on. Satoko was blushing too with a confused look on her face. But Rika-chan and I understood everything. We weren't going to accept the tragedy. We couldn't give up just because the world was going out of order. We were going to fight against fate to the very last moment. Mion fought for me. Reina fought for me. That's why I was going to fight for Reina. Just like she did for me, I was going to risk my life to save her. Or maybe both Keiichi and Rika are the ones that are having a shared delusion. I am so confused. Is any of this real? Is it?
Well, I am wondering how Keiichi is going into the morphogenetic field. What is triggering that?
He isn't going into it, he just suddenly has memories.
Yeah, but what? It has to have a cause. Must be the parasite.
Oh my god.
Aliens.
Wait, I forgot to open the note. I'm gonna write this down.
Write what then? That the parasite is triggering...
Oh, by the way, aliens confirmed. Nice. Point to you. Bunnies deconfirmed.
We don't know yet. We don't know what she really saw.
Then again, have you seen bunnies? They are kind of alien. You know, I would accept bunnies being aliens. So, are you ready for my grand plot twist reveal?
Go for it.
Oh wait, for June. Keiichi and Rika
both merge into Satoko.
Both are oyashiro-sama. He's split. they both contain aspects of him.
How? Like Rika, I can understand.
No, fuck you with your whataboutism. No, my prediction is...
I'm just trying to think how you got there.
Keiichi
or trying to
and
wonder.
Rika contain parts of Oyashiro-sama. And that's why both of them can access the morphogenetic
Just do the other worlds.
field.
That's how they call it in the game.
Yeah, but now I know what I mean.
Well, I'll take it.
That's my prediction. That's my prediction, full stop. The closest thing we have to make that even remotely plausible is that as of yet still not picked up again throwaway line. Hey, your mother was kind of an icy person, right? She used to live here and then she left, but now she's come back?
Well, apparently not, according to the tip.
No, the tip had nothing. They never even mentioned the mother.
That's what I'm saying. He was like, I've never heard of this town. I've seen it on the news. That's why I'm now coming here. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, maybe she didn't tell him.
Seems weird.
What if Keiichi's mom is somehow connected to the Furude family? The same way that the Sonozaki group is made of different parts of a family, not all of them may be Sonozakis, but they're all related in some way, shape or form.
I think that is something that should have already come out by now then.
So I'm thinking, maybe, this is not my prediction, but maybe you could make it make sense like that. Rika is the 7th generation, she's a girl, so as per the legend, Oyashiro-sama is back in her. But what if that's not the whole thing? What if it's just part of a Furude family? And somehow, because his mom is part of some cousin of a cousin of a cousin, whatever the fuck, it traveled to him. That's the miracle. It shouldn't manifest in him. He shouldn't have that ability, but he does. This, not even the same way Rika does, it's weaker than that. He doesn't transport his whole knowledge, apparently, because from what Oya Rikashima was talking about, it seemed like she was very well aware of what is happening in all of them. Oh, I'll just move on to the next one. Maybe she doesn't, I just take that from her. But Keiichi has knowledge that he shouldn't have.
That I agree with. Well, you could be right there. I'm still not sure yet. Maybe Keiichi... Actually, who says Rika? What if Rika is not Oyashiro-sama? What if Keiichi is Oyashiro-sama and Rika is just... literally the Shrine Maiden?
Who helps him. Because that's her job, right?
Yeah, but...
possible.
Doesn't make that much sense. She has too much power for that, for what it seems.
No, actually, that would also kind of make sense, because then Keiichi coming to Hinamizawa would be kind of like a mirror version of the legend of Oyashiro-sama. Bad stuff is happening in Onigafuchi village, and then an outsider appears and fixes it.
Write it down for now that Keiichi is Oyashiro-sama, not Rika. Specifically not Rika, and I'm still gonna think about that.
Keiichi is Oyashiro-sama, not Rika. But do you know what I mean? Keiichi coming to modern day Onigafuchi, Hinamizawa, and then solving these issues, eventually now hopefully,
it's like a replay,
is like a retelling of Oyashiro-sama's legend. It doesn't include demons fucking humans, of course, or people eating people.
I'm too tired and my brain hurts. I will think about this on Friday.
Ultimately, my question remains, why?
That will be answered in chapter 8.
Yeah, but At the beginning of the game, we asked ourselves, is Oyashiro-sama a real supernatural being, or can this all be scientifically explained? I think we are very far away from scientific explanations at this point.
Yeah, a lot of things are being explained still, but this you can't talk away with science.
Well, yeah, mass delusion.
I'm not buying that. But we'll see.
Rika just agrees with all of this and she just plays along.
I'm cutting you off and calling bedtime.
Wow. Why are you so weak, Tifa? Genuinely, your weakness disgusts me sometimes. But there's nothing I can do about it, because if she goes, the voice of most of the characters leaves. So. Press the button then.
Pressing. Happy Switch Day tomorrow.
Be careful when you access memories that aren't really yours, and we'll continue this on Friday. See you then. Bye!
Thank you.